on the street chasing wrong from right. Eyes like fire burning through the haze. Truth is a weapon, cuts through the maze. Some call her trouble, some call her brave. Digging up secrets they tried to save. A real deal around town. She's breaking it down, spinning the wheel, exposing the sound. They despise her, they praise her, but she won't slow down. Real deal around town. The truth's her cry. Shadows, they curse her name. Afraid of the spotlight she brings to the game. But the grateful ones, they cheer in the dark for the spark she ignites in their weary hearts. Some call her danger, some call her hope. She's the thin line on the tightrope. The sound. They despise her, they praise her, but she won't slow down. Real deal around town. The truth's her crown, yeah. The sound. They despise her, they praise her, but she won't slow down. Real deal around town. The truth's her crown, yeah. The truth's her crown, yeah.
Sorry, here I am talking. Nobody's hearing me. Here we are for another meeting of the Townsend Finance Committee. I think that's the one I got. Yeah, I got the right one up. I loaded two videos, 2 live streams I've scheduled already. This one, and we're going to do Gary Shepard tomorrow at noon. He's got a pre-hearing conference so far scheduled. I don't know. They haven't canceled it, so we're still on for tomorrow at noontime. So I've got that scheduled on my channel. So all you got to do is link on it, or you'll get the notification tomorrow. Whatever. But if you're subscribed, you got to subscribe to get notified, and that's important stuff. So the FinCom today is they're struggling with the budget because I don't know why they're just talking and stirring the pot. They're not coming up with any answers or solutions. They're just, I mean, it's too late to really make any effective recommendations. They're just going to be recommending, rather than working with the select board and saying, what is this for? How are we going to pay for these things? Or how are we going to move forward in future years? They're just going through it, and then nobody's going to know until we're at town meeting, and then it's going to be, well, why is this just coming up now? So I don't know why. I don't even know why they have meetings, but I figured you guys want live meetings. And I'm really on the warpath because the town of Townsend doesn't want to do live streams. We've had multiple conversations about it and they just won't do it. So I'm just going to do as many live streams as I can so the townspeople will get it. And I want to make sure everybody understands that the town refuses to do live streams like every other town around us and most of the towns in Massachusetts. It's not, there's no reason for it. And I'm really kind of pissed about it, but I'm going to just throw it in their face with every video I do to let you guys know that you really should be calling town hall and complaining until they get off their ass and do live streaming themselves. I don't mind doing it, but they can't depend on me to do it. This is a town function and I'm a private enterprise. They should be having meetings, on live so people can participate or attend the meetings without having to do Zoom. And so everybody in town can see them while they're happening. Even if, and even YouTube, they could do YouTube live with comments. They could, but they don't have to. You don't have to have comments. I could block comments. I don't even know how. I know you can. I just haven't bothered. I want comments. So anyway, that's my spiel on that. So as I said, Gary Shepherd's thing is what time? I gotta watch the time. Oh, we got plenty of time. They'll probably be late anyway. So Gary Shepherd's pre-hearing conference for the Ethics Commission is tomorrow at noon. I'll be live streaming that, unless it gets canceled. If it gets canceled, I just won't be here. And if I'm not live streaming it, that means it got canceled. I'll probably put it on comments or something, but I'm pretty. They haven't canceled it yet. It's probably still on. So if you weren't paying attention, or if you haven't been paying attention, David Vigent's thing, his ethics determination came in a couple days ago. I can't remember what day it was now. I've been busy. I've been so busy. But anyway, I did a video on that. So just look below you or look on my main page and you can watch that video where I read through the entire determination. Yes, every word, almost every word. I know legal documents can be kind of boring, but this story isn't boring. He's still. Oh. I don't know. I gotta find out. The people. I'm sorry. There's people in the meeting, and I was just listening to it, not recording, and I don't right now. Should get ready to. The questions that they should have known years ago. Now there's some things I don't know. But anyway, David Vigent, he was fined $10,000 for his participation in giving Gary Shepherd millions. He got fined $10,000 for 2 counts of giving Gary's companies all the information they needed to help them win the bid. And really, it's really no brainer. If you watch my video, you see how obvious it is that how could they say he didn't violate the law? How could David say he didn't violate the law? And the determination makes it really um, I don't know. It's hard. I'm trying to pay attention to what they're doing. I can't see them. I can only hear them. This is weird. I think we're going to have a camera problem later because they're talking, but the camera's not picking them up. I'm not in the meeting yet. So I'm not going to bring them up. So anyway, other things going on in Townsend. We have an election coming up on the 27th of April. If you're a registered voter in Townsend, I want you to vote. Go to town hall. You may be receiving, you may be receiving a mail-in ballot. You can mail that in. Once you get it, you can mail it in. You might want to wait a few days because I'm going to have more announcements. I'm going to give you some information about the ballot that you don't have yet. And there's some people doing write-ins, I understand. So you might want to hear them out. The ballot is pretty, like usual, it's pretty blank. There's a lot of blank spots to write somebody in. And I'm trying to get the information on who's running for what. So I'm gonna, in the next few days, I'm gonna be letting you know what I find out, if I find out. I'm hearing about some people, but I want to double check. And then, of course, this is my channel, so I will give you my opinion. I will tell you exactly who to vote for. I mean, some of it's pretty obvious because there's a lot of uncontested seats. But there's two contested seats, I guess, and one's on the school committee. One is the Board of Selectmen or Select Board. Harrison Mayotte, that's who I'm endorsing. He's running against Sarah Logan, and who has no town hall experience whatsoever, but Harrison has wealth of it, and so I can't not vote for somebody with town hall experience. He knows what he's getting into, and I just haven't heard anything. Sarah's, it's not her first rodeo running for something, but she just doesn't do anything at town hall. So I don't know how she's not going to get any experience. But I'm babbling about that. But anyway, so that's who I want you to vote for. For Select Board is Harrison Mayotte. He's also running for re-election as town clerk. But there's a whole bunch of openings. There's 2 openings on the water commissioners. I heard Jerry Bezikas is running a write-in for re-election. She didn't take out papers because I don't know why. Why people don't take out papers, I can't answer that question. Only they can. But she didn't. But she's, okay, she's going to run again. Somebody wants to write her name in. There's 2 openings. I sent her a text tonight to ask her which seat she's running for. There's a 2-year and a 3-year. One's to fill a vacancy and one is for a full 3-year. So we'll see which one she takes. When she tells me, I'll tell you. So in her case, it's not needed to write her in for both seats just to make sure she gets one. It's not necessary in her case. Just saying. And I might have, it won't matter. No, I don't think nobody's jumping at the bit, really. Oh my gosh, I got to get right in people to write me in for the water committee. I haven't heard a thing. So Jerry's the only one who's willing to, she's already on it. I think she did a write-in. I think they wrote her in last time. Or she got appointed. I can't remember. I really can't remember if she didn't get appointed or if she did a write-in. I really don't remember. I feel bad now. But anyway, the really important stuff after you vote for people is, are you interested? Do you like to work with children? Or would you want to be on the rec commission? There's a couple openings there. I think there is no board for rec commission. Everything's gone. I mean, it's a disaster over there. This group is appointed. So, if we could run for FinCom, that might be a good idea. Maybe we should see about making that an elected board. Jesus. But we have two ballot questions. There are 2 important ballot questions. The first one is I've been talking about for a year, and that is the 5-member board. I'm talking about for more than a year, to vote for the 5-member Board of Selectmen. We desperately need that. And because, a couple of reasons. 2 years ago, has it been 2 or 1? I don't know. It was 2024, so a year and a half. Yes, Section Duranian was our select board member, and he resigned in shame, actually. He went running out the door. And then Joe Shank, I call him, he quit. He didn't want the responsibility of being on that board. And he didn't like his partner, Terry, Teresa. And then she resigned as well. But she had a death in her family, and she had a crisis going on. Joe has no excuse. I just called it shit. But Chaz, he left in shame. You can watch my videos from back in 2024 and find out what the hell the story was with Chaz. That's the first big scandal I reported on. That was really hard for me to do. Oh my gosh. But anyway, and that left us with no board of selectmen. The crisis was when Joe quit. First, Chaz quit. Then we still had a quorum. But Joe decided he didn't want any part of it. He only wanted to be on the board if he could be with Chaz. I don't know if they were dating or what, but he wouldn't stay on there. So then once Joe quit, he didn't want, we did not have a functional board. We did not have the ability to vote on anything. And to this day, we have no idea what happened in town hall for 2 solid years. They had to have a special election, and that's how we got Veronica Kell and Roy Schifrin. They ran contested races. There were 2 openings, and 4 people were running. So there was no shortage of people that wanted to be on the select board. And so that's how they got on. And after that happened, I said, I'm done with this. I had tried to get a 5-member board years ago. It passed town meeting, but it didn't pass the election. But I think this time we have reason. And our current board, they want a 5-member board because they have a lot of work to do. And divvying it up between 5 of them with the liaison work, and they're doing these marathon meetings, they'll still have to do those. But the liaison work is needed. They need more. And they understand what can happen if something happened to 1 or 2 people on that board and they get into danger of not having a quorum and not being able to conduct the business of the town. So that 5-member board is great. I got to check in on the FinCom. I'm going to bring them up.
$200.
Yeah.
Because this 6,500 is not in the right spot.
I bet.
Well, that's
Is
where,
Karen coming tonight or?
I don't know, he didn't.
The meeting has not
say-
started, but
Because, what did you say, it was off by $200, the budget?
No,
Oh.
they need to find more than
Oh, this is
$200.
finished.
Oh.
Screw the $200. They need to find $1 million.
So, I mean, that would.
I hope they don't have a quorum. There's 3
I
of them.
don't like just going by the.
How many people on the
group.
FinCom?
When you see
conducting
things
business.
as blatant as overspending
Turning off
267%.
my mic.
I think we should look at that.
What line was that, professional services?
Yes, line. Oh, there's no line numbers.
Okay. that's
The
okay.
first one on expenses under group,
Mhm.
Under board of selectmen.
under
Board
board
of
select.
Yeah, cause at this point, everything most of them should be around 75%.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
So training isn't bad.
So what?
Other supplies, see, all this is vague. They have office supplies and other supplies.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
we don't
the
Yeah.
need,
candy budget.
Yeah, we aren't in the meeting. We are not in the meeting yet. We are.
we can do
We don't
it,
have a
but we
quorum.
don't have a quorum. So 3,247 on the, dues and membership.
We. We can continue with discussion as a working group on the budget and have the questions.
I'm only gonna do the pages that are facing me and I turn the pages.
Yeah, because other than that.
Sorry, isn't
Well,
it 1%? BOA repair and maintenance equipment. What's BOA, Board of Assessors?
Correct.
Yeah, and that could be that it's a contract to, for like Vadar, for some kind of maintenance thing on it, and a big lump sum comes out at once.
Hey,
Okay, right.
You never stop talking. If we
Yeah, we
can.
do, because we were looking over the budget,
Yeah.
well, look,
and now we have a quorum.
Now we have a
quorum.
You blew it.
Right.
I can go
Wait.
home.
it was a work.
No, you can't.
You need to get contact up.
Who is this?
Are you tired on your first day back with all this activity today?
Yes.
I bet.
I've been other places too today.
Well, yeah, because you had water, right?
In water. How are they doing down there?
Did you?
Did they find Dave yet?
Not yet.
Oh,
That's a selectman. Is that up to the selectman?
I don't know, is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
On top of commission?
No, because they don't handle personnel. They don't. Water.
Okay, give your.
Did you go to,
Settlement.
have you,
Oh, and, Jeff said that was a joke.
okay,
What's the joke? Your bill?
Yeah, the bill, right?
well, I went back and I looked, and it's about $70 more, $73 more.
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So I don't understand why it's that much more.
Well, have you got more people washing hose here?
No,
How much is your bill?
$201.
I
Last
have,
year at this time, it was 127.
I have myself, Mark, James, Harrison, and Patty. 5 people using my washing machine to dry it. My bill is only $242.
Oh,
I was
So I don't
gonna
think
say
it's a
mine.
washing machine.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine was around 240. And.
how much
You have
was it
everybody
last
making
year,
their-
though?
Huh?
How much was
I
it
never
last
did
year?
I never did that.
Are you sure?
Well, mine was higher because I had a leak. It was $700.
Well, I checked to see if I had a leak, and it showed you're doing really good, no leak, and okay. Okay,
But I would go down there and question them.
Well, I'm gonna pull
But
my
if it's
bill.
not a leak, what is it?
I'm gonna see if I can find my bills or ask Anthony.
Is there a toilet running someplace or?
Because if it's not a leak, what could it possibly be?
I don't know.
Well,
They did go up in their price, but is it more than what?
no, it would have been,
Are they now charging the administrative fee every
Oh, the
Yeah.
$80?
Every time?
$50, $50.
Because it was supposed to be twice a year, right?
I thought it was every.
Why does it just get $50 for the year? What's with the $200?
They, again, I think they would break
They
it up because if you do quarterly billing, and somebody sells, you've then got $200 you're paid.
But they don't do the billing, do they?
they said it out.
They pass, they pass the data.
So we're paying for them to send it out. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay,
Okay, which one's twenty?
we'll let Jerry.
I'm organized now.
Where
I don't know.
is Dave Walker? And Carol Hodgson, she usually on time.
Carol went.
Oh, she went to Boston.
Boston.
She didn't have time in time.
Is Dave Walker
Go ahead.
coming today?
Yeah.
I thought he was supposed to be there today, but.
Sam always been late, so.
Yes, he would.
He'll be
Yeah,
here.
so we,
We're on TV and all that.
I don't know. Oh,
not yet, I haven't, called the meeting to order there, so if we're,
So today is,
We're,
today is,
we're breaking them over me.
not yet,
really?
whenever,
Yeah. As long as we're not talking.
Can we talk to each other
Yeah, as long as you're
about
not
other
Yeah.
things?
And I just wanna call it the agenda because I don't have it, I don't have it in hand, or we'll just
I
continue.
think that's, everybody looks pretty much on target, except for
Yeah, there's just a few and,
a couple of late.
well, we should probably use these for.
Oh, I'm only doing one page.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there.
Yeah.
I'm only doing page of faces. Maybe.
I gotta figure out.
We got a real.
Mark did it again here. I made the pages. Turn on the page.
I'll go. Then turn the
Yeah.
upside down.
So I'm only doing pages of face thing. My turn it the first time. So if you can do turn it over and do
That
pages
was
the other.
more, yeah, that was more a backup for the
190.
budget.
Here we go with the professional services. Oh, who's that? Cemetery parks? Oh, no, it's Woody. Oh. Yeah,
Now, they also, oh, well, never mind.
no, ask.
No, it
who's
wasn't
that?
an ask, it was a statement about the water department. They also pay for, they send money up here to pay, what's her
The
name?
intermunicipal
that?
transfer.
Well, yeah, that's at the end of the year or something.
Or
that they do
At
a
town
great
meeting,
year.
we,
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna create a fund.
authorize it to transfer.
Yeah.
It's not once a year.
they may do it multiple times, but we approve the amount
Right.
at town meeting.
Okay.
Yeah,
How about this 534%?
What page are you on?
Okay,
I'm on page 19.
What's it, oh,
we got a problem.
yeah,
I'm not frustrated.
yeah, no,
I'm
I'm
just
right there,
saying
I'm
we
just,
need to stop
Listen to Kathy.
the conversation.
Okay, listen to Kathy.
we. So far, the questions aren't on the agenda, so it's kind of like, it was questions.
Oh, do we have an agenda?
Unfortunately, I didn't get
Okay.
to print it, so
All right.
I am sharing it if you want to look behind.
I have a copy.
Oh, great, I'll go make copies. Thank you, baby.
I gotta find it though.
Okay, and TCAM will be starting shortly.
This meeting is being recorded.
What's the April 7th one?
Oh, yeah, we.
Oh, I had an April 9th one.
That's all right, I'll look on the screen, I can't read it, but I'll
Okay,
get it.
It's really, it's relatively short. We just, okay, so I'm gonna,
Just tell us what it is and
Yeah.
then.
we'll call the meeting to order. This is the Townsend Finance Committee, and we'll call the meeting to order at 6:13 PM. Roll call attendance, please.
Sharon Bezikas?
Mary Jane Churchville here.
Kathleen Spofford here.
John Hayes, present. With that, we have 4 members present in the room. I don't see any online. But we do have a quorum, so we are good to continue. This meeting is being canceled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's go home. It's only one day, I was so, too much. Meeting is being recorded. It will be, available for playback on the local cable channels and also on YouTube. Townsend. You know, is there anyone else reporting the meeting?
You hear us, Cindy?
Can you hear us now, Cindy? Yeah.
Thank you.
So no one else had. Oh, yeah. Chair. I really like it much. Maybe Eric now. Yeah. The right time when I said. It's very important. Can't burn us to start. Cam, are you in the office able to hear us?
I can hear you like barely. It's like barely coming through.
Okay. That was TCAM. So. Where? Okay.
Oh, great, hooray.
Okay. Then. Okay. Yep. Yep, kind of like, it's the owl being a bat hanging from the ceiling, you think.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so, again, there were no additions or deletions, from the posting. So moving into the work session, the first item I have is minutes review. The March 31st minutes.
But we don't have them because Carol's not here.
The March 31st, we're out. We're out. We can review them, move this to the next agenda if you haven't seen them.
I have.
I haven't
Okay.
seen- did you send them to me?
We're on, I pretty,
You never get
Yeah.
emails. You got these emails?
review
Yeah.
minutes the other night
We
too?
did seven,
The 17th, I think.
seven, yeah,
I did not review the 31st.
okay, that's fine.
Oh,
It's kind of like,
was really beautiful.
so we'll
Unfollowable.
take
I was very
the
good.
minutes
Sharon.
review
It
and move
was
it
very
to
good. I didn't send you anything.
the next agenda.
It's quiet.
We're just trying to stay on top of them and
Oh, yeah, definitely.
keep them reviewed and get them to town clerk.
Unlike HBC.
The way we've been going, item 2 was hiring freeze exceptions, if any. That's a placeholder because they've been coming in, there's no additional exceptions to the hiring freeze for tonight's menu.
Did we do recycling already?
We did a little bit of recycling,
No,
Last-
you're talking about the position, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did
yes,
that.
we approved that, and Carla wrote back and said that, select board had also recommended it, so she's gonna move forward with the hiring for the attendant. Okay, next item, we had wanted to bring Betty May in and have a discussion with the Memorial Day band concert.
What page is your
Okay, let's
budget
go.
on?
But
This is gonna be your night.
this is,
Betty's gonna have.
Would you like to come over and join?
Yes, she is. What for sure.
this is the VBA which is this year, so,
Hey, so what's?
She was Board of Selectmen?
okay.
Oh, no.
She's near the end, oh, yeah,
Cultural.
yeah, Memorial Day and
Like
band concert.
library,
is line
On
seven
the
twenty.
even side, even odd
Page
page.
22.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Oh, again, that's the BVA, that's this year. budget. This is FY 27 budget.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So what was it, 20, so what?
Line 779, 729.
720. Figure.
720. And this is Memorial Day.
That starts Memorial Day.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
So we have 3 lines in account 660 for the Memorial Day.
well.
I'm not sure I know what's being recommended. I've heard so many different things and I'm,
Okay, the current version that that has been provided was dated March 31st. And it appears as though it hasn't changed from Memorial Day from last year. So it's the same budget as last year.
so it's at 1775, 3,500 and 1330.
Correct.
No,
Oh,
No,
no.
For Memorial Day?
3,300.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's down
I was gonna say, I thought somewhere I'd seen it, because I've sent you a couple of you,
Yeah,
I thought it was down.
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the old one, I did not.
So-
update this.
so
I
It's
got the file.
35 online too.
Yep.
35?
Well,
That's it's an earlier version, not the current.
Oh. You probably were.
Right.
Track.
I really,
I thought the Memorial Day was 5,000.
total.
Yeah, 5,000, no, Memorial Day, that event is a $5,000, but that's not right?
It could be all 3 lines.
6405.
what is it?
No, I mean just one line. Memorial Day,
No,
don't we?
there's 3 lines for Memorial Day.
well,
It's 3 lines, other supplies, band services and professional services.
Oh,
So what's that total together?
6405.
6405?
that's what I'm getting mixed up.
Okay. And then the bottom line is,
The last 2 are the band, for Memorial Day or?
no, for, the rest of the months, rest of the season. I mean. So,
9450 is what's here. Total.
the total?
Yeah.
No, that's a total band concert.
Okay, just for the, concerts and other, concerts and other, it says other supplies.
Okay, the other supply line is at 400,
Okay, and the one above it is at,
9,050.
9,050? Okay,
Yep,
that's not what I had.
9050.
Okay.
Okay.
For the Memorial Day is the 1775, so no change. The band services is reduced by 200 from last year at 3,300. And the other supplies remains at 1,330.
What are, wait a minute.
Blow it up so people were watching. this on
Band
the screen.
services. Okay, so band
Yep.
service and other supplies,
Those are band concerts and that's accounts 692.
and she's still addressing Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial
no,
Day.
okay,
Yeah, Jerry jumped down to the band concert.
I'll get right down to them.
That's,
Well,
There's a
no,
lot
but
of-
seriously, so we have Memorial Day professional services. What's included in that?
Okay,
Well,
Is that like the bus and?
it's kind of a gray area. Well, just usually I can play between the lines as long as I'm not, so you've got busing,
Okay,
which comes under what?
Professional services.
well,
well, see, that's what I'm saying,
it's all kind of
it,
included in
Okay,
there's
all those lines.
there's busing, there's police,
Yeah,
paying to have the school open to use the bathroom.
They charge us for that?
oh, sure, if they have to open, if they have to open the building, they charge us.
and that's right on Memorial Day, so it's a holiday.
Right,
I would
well,
assume
usually on the Sunday.
On a Sunday.
but
Okay.
it's still,
Real.
Still,
Yeah, Sundays.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Full
small
day for
town,
school.
we've been
no,
doing
that's
this.
not how it works.
I feel of late, the last couple of years, even though they are charging, I think they're trying to keep it to the absolute minimum.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, it's usually, well, last year or two, it's been 140.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay,
So,
so
I mean,
that's,
it's
So that's
Sunday,
cleaning or
it's
whatever.
Sunday, and
Exactly,
there's a certain amount of time period that the
Minimum
person
pay.
has to come in.
right.
that's not bad.
Yeah, that isn't bad.
But then also thrown in here, and again, it's like which line you put it on,
Right.
but there's some geraniums, there are the floral wreaths,
Okay, so where are you getting the floral wreaths? Where do those come from?
two that go in the cemetery, the ones that are part of
Okay,
the
yeah,
service.
alright,
We've been getting them from the bonus.
okay, alright. Alright, so giving you a good price. And then, how about the flowers that you throw in the,
Okay, now, usually the bonus, and they have changed hands in the last
oh, I know
year or
that.
so.
Yeah.
They do save me basically dead flowers.
Things that are too
Oh.
old to put in arrangements.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so that's good.
So
Yeah.
they have been giving me
Right,
flowers for the boat.
oh,
Now, some wreaths go in the river, and of course wreaths or something go on those 17 markers around town.
Oh,
No.
that's part of your memorial budget?
Well, it had been,
Uh-huh.
last couple of years, the people basically connected with the Legion have been nice enough to do some of this, you know, to actually put up a little money to do
Right,
something
for the vets.
with decorating those 17 markers that you
Yeah.
see on the street
Yep,
corners.
yep, I know what you're talking about.
was the flag committee involved in that at any point? Cause I volunteered to do, one of the.
Well, yeah, no, that was,
What
it
was
wasn't
that?
for the wreath.
No, it wasn't, it was
It
just
was
a
the-
marker.
It was the, yeah, but they do have a wreath on all the markers,
Right.
but the flowers around the bottom, they've asked the people, like I think Patty
Patty
does,
does,
the
yeah.
one on the
Right.
corner of Worcester Road.
Right, okay.
So whoever owns the property closest.
Oh, I see.
And they've asked-
What's in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've asked for volunteers, but
That's
that
good.
was the Soldiers Memorial
Mhm.
for that part, but the wreaths, I believe, come from the Memorial Day.
Okay,
And as I say, the last couple of years, we've been lucky enough for somebody to donate some of this,
right,
but you're not always sure that's gonna
happened.
happen.
Yeah,
So you put, how many reeds in the water? 4? At each boat?
I truly don't know how many leaves go in the water.
Oh, do you get a lot of reeds? I mean, do you get 10 reeds or 5?
I thought it was 2. I thought you just threw 2 in.
Obviously, we have
No,
not.
not.
Those stops, maybe?
There's 2 stops, yeah. It's, you
Okay.
know.
Well, that's what made me think 2.
In the cemeteries, where we have the services.
Okay.
There are the florals that go on and
Easel or whatever it is.
Right.
Oh,
those are the ones we're getting from the bonus.
okay.
Now, we also put wreaths here on Memorial Hall. Wreaths go to the Civil War Monument. Usually one goes to the Fast Cemetery. Of late, those wreaths in the last year or two have actually been made by people connected with the Legion, and they've gone out and they've collected the laurel and made them. So they, hasn't been a cost on those luckily for the last year or two.
Oh,
That's why you're maybe finding there's been some money in the budget that hasn't been spent, but there are some years that the costs come in, just like the busing may change, the police
Oh,
may
yeah.
change.
did you say the bonuses in Fitchburg?
yeah,
Why aren't we using local?
like who? Okay,
Oh, Kings or Wilkins, I mean, who's that? I don't know.
I think
You know,
that's
the
good.
quality we have gotten from the bonus for years, has been satisfactory.
and
Oh,
I'm sure.
And they probably have a bigger,
Bigger choice, maybe.
well, I'm thinking for the flowers that are donated by them,
Mhm.
they probably have more
Right.
than the local.
Mhm.
Yeah. that's
So if
probably
you get
true.
that deal, You know, you buy the wreath and you get all those flowers.
But have any local floral people offered to donate anything to you?
There is a florist in town that does save their flowers that have gone by.
Okay. So there is some cooperation locally, right, that's good to know. I had no idea you had.
I know, I know.
Four wreaths.
I forgot about, I did forget about the four at the cemetery and the one here or two here or
For him.
four here, and then there's
yeah.
one on the common. I mean, they do add up,
Oh, yeah,
And those again, right now, we're not paying for.
yeah.
but if we have to, then it's
Right, I mean,
gonna be an
that's why
added
it's-
expense.
So that's why you have your budget at what it is, in the event that.
That something happens.
Got it, right.
It doesn't, something doesn't happen,
Right, if you don't get the donations, then.
then you have to.
So that's Memorial Day. Band concerts is another whole ball game.
Oh, we gotta talk about the occurrences. Okay, so,
So first of all, could you tell me, and then maybe you already have, what the band concert budget is?
It is $9,050.
That's without the 400.
correct.
And, well,
Right.
that's,
But,
right, the 400 is on the other line for the other supplies. So there's two lines in Department 692 for the band concerts.
Okay, so how many band concerts are we planning to do?
And again, because the band concert season goes across fiscal year,
Right, I forgot about that.
but, so this would be for FY 27 for July, bit of August, and then June of next year. So,
I don't know if this is an appropriate time for me to ask you, how much money is left in the budget for June of
Can
2020?
answer that. Kathy?
And I don't think by like,
yeah,
No,
we just have to get a report
That was a
that-
great question. That was a great
Yeah.
well,
question.
it's just, my players are saying, you know, are we gonna let the play? Should we go play somewhere else?
Yeah.
Right.
Gonna promise they can
Yeah.
pay us?
So on here, it just has Memorial Day.
is it on the next, on the side?
I think someone has it set up so they maybe have the flag committee in between, but I have no idea.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It is.
Okay, so for band concerts, there's, the $400 in other supplies, plus the 2602
Correct.
for band services.
2602?
Yes.
So that will be used up for this June? No, you don't do them, you do two in June or one?
Usually 4.
In June?
See, that's why this is
Oh,
I was cut several times last year and some of it, I guess, just passed right over me and I didn't realize it. I mean, 2,600 doesn't quite even cover 2.
Well, let's think about this for a minute. All right, so obviously it's necessary to have the Memorial Day.
I think so.
I mean, that's
Traditional,
necessary.
that's like,
That's,
Well, and that's,
but,
I mean,
that's untouched, so
that's
that's.
untouched,
yeah.
but why, I mean, I think it's too, personally, I think it's too early to start. I think like the end of June would be a better time to start.
you mean cut out 2 or 3 of the June, cut off the 2 to 3
Yeah, because then
June?
you get July and August and then you get your real good weather in June sometime. Well, June can be very hot. June can be very cold.
Yeah.
And time, I mean, we can't be a weather forecast.
We've
No.
discussed this over the years, you and I have just discussed it on the side about causes.
Hmm.
It's better, and I realize money's one issue, but it's better to kind of start in June, because obviously the weather plays a big factor in all these things, and we could start in June and still be playing at the end of August because of
Rain.
rain out.
Yeah, those
Oh,
are.
rain
those are
day,
so-
yeah.
And I'm hoping with the June situation that possibly, since band concerts on Memorial Day are tied together and have been for years purposely,
Well, of course.
that if there should be some that's not expended, that for Memorial Day, that possibly could augment. No, I'm not saying 4 concerts, I'm certainly
No,
not saying
no,
that.
no.
Oh, but you're talking about the one at Memorial Day.
It would be, again, it's in the last little bit of the year. It's 2 different accounts. We have municipal transfer requests that can happen.
So she has
Can happen.
$2,600 plus 400. for
correct.
the month of June. And you're
Yeah,
saying that
it-
that's not gonna cover what you have to cover for 4 concerts?
Absolutely not. I'm sorry. I didn't-
No, I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, no,
yeah,
no,
no,
it's
I mean,
kind of like
you're
FY
fair,
twenty,
right.
yeah, FY 26 is,
But what does it cost you per concert for the,
Varies between 13 and 1,400. And again, I'm more just bringing that
Mhm.
up to see what happens. I realize the bigger issue is the next fiscal year.
13 to 14? That depends on how many people you have, correct? Is that how it's driven by numbers?
There were people that's how the numbers driven, right?
Pretty much, yes. As I say, my bigger concern is the next amount, because if you're telling me it's 9,050,
No,
No,
no, that's
I'm
from
not
July
saying
and
it's gonna be a sore subject, and I do apologize for it. But nothing, you've been very fortunate through the years to have the town sponsor your concerts. Some towns don't do it at all. Pepperell does not have any money given to them. They have to raise every single nickel. And when they had, even when building that bandstand, they received nothing from the town. So you've been very fortunate through the years, Ben.
well, the other towns that I've played in, most of the other towns, our town funded, but
They've been very fortunate too. They have-
Yeah, I mean, we're talking,
But we're talking a very lean year here
and
and,
last year and next year.
and next year.
and I'm going to tell you that I have reached out for grants.
Oh, good.
I've already, but that's gonna handle two. That's all it's gonna handle is.
Handle 2
It'll handle
concerts.
two.
Well, 2's better than none.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate your effort in trying to keep the budget down.
And I think in both cases, well, it was Amanda Dwight, it was the cultural council, and I'm not sure in either case they've ever expended as much, but they just felt it was so important to keep the
Well, it
concerts
is.
going.
Because the concerts are very important.
But I don't know if there's anything you can do to increase the $9,050, but at least I bring it to your attention.
What's it increased? Good for you, Betsy.
Well, it's gone from 14,900 down, it's down 5,000, it's not.
From, yeah.
From,
So,
Right.
4 in June,
It's
and how
that
many,
covers about 7 concerts.
that's 7 concerts and 9,050?
Yeah. So that's, I mean,
So that's
No,
July,
1,500.
August,
yeah, and then
that's at 1,300.
That's, oh, that's a 1,300.
right, so, yeah, I mean, maybe that's the piece, we try to keep it on the lower end of it. And to your point, 1,300.
When your concert members come, it's the same number of people that come every week? I mean, like, do you have 5 trombones and do you have 5 bugles, or does it change?
It changes some. And it's more,
Well, let me ask you this, could you do with less people?
not below this 1,300, that's.
No, I mean, less people,
Right, yeah, is there some subset of music that can be played
No.
with less people?
I mean, the original basically was when I asked for the 14,900 couple years back, that was what I considered a full complement then. And fortunately, like if you have one drummer who's playing a drum set, that's opposed to having 2 or 3 people you might normally have, but you've got to have a particular person who's capable of doing all that and playing all the parts, and so, you know, it's the size isn't gonna get cut down. I mean, what's gonna get cut is numbers of concerts, if that's what it
Can,
gets down.
well, I think that Jerry has a point,
or
that
fundraise,
June is, well, I mean, that's in my next thing, but
yeah, okay,
in terms of, I agree that 2 in June, well, does that include the Memorial Day? It doesn't, okay, so 2 in June, last 2 weeks of June, what, there'll be 4 in July
4 or 5,
Well-
depending on.
and 2 in August, right? You end middle of August.
Middle of August, that way, and you try to,
But then you have carryover sometimes when it rain out.
Oh, she's crazy.
You know, sometimes you could have 3 weeks in a row, it gets rained out.
So this year, July has 5 Thursdays.
That'd be
does
7.
it really makes, I mean, the kids go back to school the last week of August, does it really make sense to have a concert that
I
week?
don't think she does.
Depends how it plays out with the weather.
Well, can you, if it rains, can you just like not have another, a stand and play it? You know, just come up
Depends
with
on
it.
the situation. You know, like tumble down the end of the season and all of a sudden you have no players the last week in August, then that's one thing.
Mhm.
But you also, if you're having lawn parties, there are groups that are only say available in June. They don't,
Well, let's get back to the lawn parties then. I know you don't care for the food trucks. But they do give a percentage. That would be a way of raising some money.
at one point, the decision was made by the selectmen not to have food trucks some years back. It was something years back.
Well, because we've had food trucks since then, though.
But
Not-
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 Not a band concert. Well, what's wrong with having a food truck at a band concert?
I have no objection to that. I mean,
Because, sorry,
I know, you go ahead.
because the town basically is paying us to play. Let's face it, you have a food truck, they may give you $50, they might give you $100, but it's a private business that's making money.
Oh, is that the issue that the selectmen had? That some-
Right, well, maybe that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, maybe that's where our issues
Maybe
are,
that-
is the select.
But I mean,
And it
if
depends
the
on the
food
contract
truck
with the
is
food
giving
truck,
you,
right?
I would
if
think
a food truck is giving you,
Say $50.
okay, $50.
10%.
So you have 3 food trucks,
$150.
and how much are you making, and, you know, how much you're making otherwise?
No, she doesn't make any because
It goes to the,
It goes to the organization, but you have a hard time getting organizations to do it.
1 or 2.
Yeah.
I mean, the same group that
Well,
these
yeah.
individuals are
Yeah.
in, it's like the organization's gone home, wants it, and then they say they can't do it.
yeah, oh yeah. See, I thought last year the relationship with recreation and band concerts would be a very good marriage, but
Well, yeah, I agree.
it didn't work out.
But at this point, I think it's probably what funding there is for the band.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm hearing your thoughts, but
Yeah, I guess it's a number of concerts and the number
The
of
number of
players.
concerts and
And the number of players. I mean, that's where the money
Right,
is
that's
going.
right, and it goes pretty quick.
Well, I know for a fact that, well, I don't know for a fact, I shouldn't even say it, but because town is having their 250th. Has anybody contacted you about anything for that?
Oh, the 300?
250.
250.
The 250 for America, okay.
yeah,
no.
Yes,
Okay,
Yeah.
you don't wanna get into
well,
that.
but versus,
Nobody's contacted you.
What? I believe that what is being voiced here is incorrect. The 250th that they are planning on June 20th
Right,
is the 250th anniversary
Right,
of when the town of Townsend
correct,
right.
said they wanted.
To get in the war,
Independence.
right.
right.
It's not part of the, I mean, it may be parallel to the country's
Okay,
250.
right, exactly.
So that's what,
That's a whole different deal.
that's a whole different deal.
I knew that.
Have I been contacted fairly recently, within a couple of months? And I am not sure whether or not I can muster players because it's on a date that's conflicting with other
Other events
communities
going
where
on.
other people play. And that's something I'm in contact with the people
But
that,
that's independent than your program, so they have.
And they should, and if that group really wants her to play, then they should pay her.
Oh,
oh,
absolutely.
it's not
Oh, they
good for
would.
the town.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. If we play for them, it's money they have raised.
Okay.
No,
so that's-
the only thing I'm talking about is Thursday night day concert.
Your con.
Yeah, that's a whole
That's
separate
a whole
thing.
different deal.
Yeah.
Okay, let's.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so,
I should glad I came.
Yes, we are actually.
We are glad you
We
came.
got details we didn't know.
I mean, I had no idea that was the number for the Memorial Day, but I didn't know the scope of the wreath.
I didn't
Wreaths,
either.
I mean, that's,
No, I don't.
Yeah,
we didn't have
that's-
the- I didn't. have
I
the-
really feel very comfortable about the Memorial Day, now that you've explained it, I can see, because I see the
Memorial
wreaths.
Day is
all over the place.
unnecessary.
Yeah.
I don't even think
Band
that.
concerts, I'm still, I don't know. Number or band people, those were only places to cut.
It's concerts for people.
Right,
Right, and that's gonna be Betty's decision.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can't
right,
tell her what to do, we can tell her we're not gonna give you the money, but she's gotta figure out.
right.
How
And
that
it's not
all
up for us.
Yeah, it's not our thing, but.
Yeah, it's kind of like the select board presents the budget and we approve or recommend.
But we're saying $10,000, plus or minus, for
With
the
those two items.
possibly 8 concerts, because if it rains, you don't have the concert, do you have to pay the people?
Well, she likes to put it back to the other end to replace the concerts. That's what you try to do.
Oh.
So,
Or is it better to schedule where we're tight on money is like in every other week, so if you have a rain date, it moves the following week.
yeah.
Okay, that's.
I can
just see
understand
that-
why you would want.
Yeah, no, no.
You got people coming every Thursday.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
people are gonna say, well, it's Thursday night, Thursday night.
Right.
But they're gonna say it's Thursday night starting June 20th or June 28th
Right,
to August
Yep.
16th.
correct.
They're not gonna say, oh,
Right.
which Thursday is this? I
That's
gotta
what I
remember to
mean.
go.
That's right.
That would screw everybody up.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work.
and
Yeah, I
then
wouldn't either.
this Thursday was beautiful weather, no concert. The next Thursday.
It rains.
It rains, no content, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so,
So it's.
And that's why I was thinking if you did every other, you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
that built-in rain date to.
to carry it over.
You could have
Carry it.
rain agreed with us.
Yeah.
Right, well, it sometimes it rains 2 and 3. You know,
Oh, no,
I
you
know.
lost a lot of concerts last year, didn't you?
Right.
The last
I-
couple of years.
I was looking at, do you do a concert near the Thursday around the 4th of July sometime, or is that a week off? Like, this year, it's Thursday the 2nd and Thursday the 9th. Just my history with having a business in the area is those are dry weeks. There's nobody.
Oh, people there.
Nobody's in town to
No,
go.
no,
so-
to go.
no, because you have a lot of senior citizens that don't leave and band concerts.
Okay. It's kind of like, I'm just throwing it out because of experience.
I wish there was
other
a way-
experiences.
To get games for the kids to play.
Mm.
I think
To
it'd be
bring it
bigger
back
for us.
to what it was when my kids were young.
Well, I mean,
They
that's
had
a
games.
thing that I really believe that the recreation department should be
Involved.
concert.
Right.
It's crazy word
It's-
to use,
it's-
but.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like in conjunction, you get a couple of different town departments working together.
But then again, Betty gives any money that's raised to that
Mhm.
sponsor, so you don't keep any to offset your expenses.
Exactly.
So that's another
So it's a
side.
fundraiser for the.
It's for
But they are
whoever is doing,
fundraising.
instead of for
Exactly.
the town for her
Right,
concerts.
it goes to the. Boy
So she's
Scouts or
giving them an
whatever.
opportunity to make, essentially.
Yes.
And just to go back to the 4th of July for
Mhm.
a second, I guess it was Kathy made the comment that some senior citizens don't leave town. I mean, obviously, we're all in the teenage group sitting here.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
But-
it,
but-
thanks, Betty.
But,
So.
but there are people, say in town, that might not possibly come on another Thursday night, but it's like, oh, that's what they can do on the 4th of July.
Yeah,
You know, so it's two different mentalities.
yeah.
That's the same with Memorial Day, unfortunately.
Mhm.
You know, there are people that Memorial Day is going to the beach. It's not what
The start of
Memorial Day
summer.
really is, which
Right.
obviously
Like,
a lot of us
Mhm.
have strong feelings, but.
Right. No, I agree.
Right, no, it's kind of like,
So basically, like I said, I'm here to see what, if anything, you can do for me financially. And you may tell me you can't do anything and you're gonna make it worse since I came in than it was when I walked through the door.
I,
No, I don't think
No, we're not
do
gonna
that.
do that. I mean,
No, it's kind of like, I think the other part of it is, we want to keep it going. We know it costs more money to do a full set of concerts.
Yeah.
And what are the opportunities? That's last two meetings ago, we were throwing out the ideas of what potential for additional fundraising
Right,
there could
right,
be.
right.
It's kind of like, because the town is not in a position to be able to fund everything fully. We're cutting back.
And
pretty
that's not, and then let's
every-
face it, it's not an essential
Mhm.
service. I mean,
Right.
I understand, no,
It's,
I mean, it's not fireplace
Yeah.
roads.
right, it's,
Right.
I mean, I don't
It's
think
not-
it's belittle it at all, believe me, because I love pleasure.
it's not safety, and it's not a
Essential
required
services.
essential services that have to be done
Right. But
based
it's
on that.
health, mental health, get out.
It is, to get
Get
out,
outside with
Sure.
your friends
Culture,
and
culture, health.
I mean,
it's
Yeah.
usually late notice scene, you know.
Oh, no, it's a community event, I think, I'd like to see it bigger, I'd like to see it
I like to see it
explode,
bigger.
I'd like to see more stuff going on, like Kathy said back in the day. But that's not what we can do, I mean, that's that's a committee we're not on.
You're on that committee.
economic development.
Yeah.
I've been on the
It should
band
be.
committee.
But maybe there should be a band concert committee.
There is, aren't you the band concert committee? There you go.
But you're it,
Greg, you're it.
But,
but it's a committee of one,
um,
and you like it that way.
I'm just thinking attendance. Have you done anything with Groton Hill to advertise on any booklet or anything that says come to Townsend on Thursday night for concerts?
But who cares, it's not gonna give her any
No,
more.
it may not give more money, but it will get people coming out, visiting, maybe
Is she
there's
gonna
a
have to
donation.
pay for that advertising?
That's $400 that you didn't
Yeah.
use this year.
Yeah, that's where I
So,
And it's not that, but if people are in for Groton Hill and they say, what else is going on around the area? Whether it's a link on a website, or whether, which is
Is
probably,
there, is you
Can
have
we-
a website link or anything like that? I don't have a website, no.
She's part of
The
the
town
town,
does.
she's part of the town, yeah.
So it goes on the town.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
is it possible, and I don't know if it's legal or not, to put a donation box out? I don't know if
We
it's
do
legal.
it 50/50, right? You do it every year,
Oh.
every week?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, we do, but
okay, but is it for
I know,
the group, or is it for the band?
it's for the group that sponsors.
okay.
Mhm.
I think Kathy, I would prefer not to go to the donation route. Now, I know it's very good in theory, you can get money, but one thing we've always said about the concerts is anybody can come and not feel they have to spend
Mhm.
money.
But still working on that, is it something we should include in a mailing that goes out to everybody, like tax bills or whatever, that we include a letter for donations for band concerts? Similar
But
to
you
what the
could, you
library.
could do, couldn't you
What?
do like donations for the band concerts, donations for this, please specify what, like.
Like a menu?
Like for the, playground.
Right.
Kids Country
Yeah.
Playground, if they had something, donation for this, donation for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
Please specify if you,
So what would she do if she got the money in donation?
Okay, good point.
well, it
Well,
would have to be set up
I think
to come into the general fund, but if there is, you can have an account linked to the general
Right.
fund
I-
specific for that.
if I might
Mhm.
respond.
Yeah, no, we're just
Well,
throwing out ideas.
because of this money that Amanda Dwight's approved one, cultural council's approved one.
Okay.
I believe that the town accountant is setting up a revolving, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yes, and it would be,
So these two donations, well, whatever,
Mhm.
grants,
Okay,
I gotta go into this band concert
revolving account.
and so, cause I was concerned which fiscal year they would be used on. Plus, I didn't wanna personally get 1099 for the
Mhm.
whole band payroll. Well,
Okay, we got
this happened when I played in other towns in years gone by.
Oh.
So,
if there were gonna be any donations, I don't think you wanna go to the general fund.
You wanna go on the revolving
Yeah,
fund,
You
or
wanna
the
go
vehicle.
to
yeah.
something that's
Bingo.
specifically for
Revolving,
that.
revolving fund it is, I mean, the other piece that in, doing they set up multiple line item account numbers in there, and so as you take it, it can hit a separate account number without being a revolving account. But
So if she did a
the difference-
revolving account and she had a Friends of the Band
Mhm.
concert.
Yep.
She could bring in donations because she'd be a 503C. So that's a great, that's a great avenue to pursue, because I believe with my heart and soul, people would absolutely
Mhm.
contribute to the band concert.
And-
I
And
believe that, don't
I
you,
think-
Kathy?
I think that might be the case, I mean, depending how things play out, I may be out baking places, I mean, some of you remember when I used to sell hot dogs and hamburgers to fund Memorial Day.
Yes.
But what I would prefer not to have is donations sought at a concert.
Right,
No,
donation
this
box.
would not be that kind of,
Because
yeah,
I think,
no,
people are proud,
yes,
and it's like, they don't want the person sitting next to them to give money,
yeah.
and they feel like, well, gee, we're really not in a position to.
No, that's very,
50/50 and as you get, I mean,
Mm,
It has nothing to do with the band.
No.
That was for the, like, the VFW or something.
Whatever
Maybe so-
organization is running the lawn pad.
Does
that
that.
money,
that goes to that. So she's gotta have a Friends of the Band concert side,
right, yeah, like
and
that.
then that specific
I
would,
think you'd get more, I think you'd get some money.
I think it's a great idea.
I,
So this is the last year she's gonna ask for any money, she's gonna bring
She's gonna
Well,
20 grand.
Yeah.
We'll have concerts all year long.
And with the two that you mentioned, I haven't looked. Does the state have any, grants that can be applied for
I
to?
think the cultural council money is
It was state money, it
Okay,
is.
so it's not a local cultural.
applied to the town.
Well, the town dispersed
They
it.
get their money on the
Well, I just muted everybody. I've been trying to speak up at this meeting, but I don't think they can see my hand. It doesn't matter, because what I have to say to them is not probably what they want to hear. I think the writing on the wall, that the town as an entity, I mean, there's just no money in the budget for this. This is an entertainment kind of thing. I mean, it's a supporting, the band concerts has actually been an opportunity to support this, I mean, not businesses, but other nonprofits. When everybody that's got all this stuff set up on the common, they are nonprofits who are raising money for their organization, and I think that's created a problem in the long term. It was never a problem before, but now there's no money, and I think that the writing's on the wall that we're not going to be getting the money from the town. The town just cannot fund this, and that's happening. They may cut it down to almost nothing for next year, but the following year, 28, will get it. I don't think the town. I think the select board would say we can't fund this at all. I think the best thing that could happen is if, I mean, I don't, she wants to keep things the way they've always been, and another nostalgia issue. But I think the best thing to happen is that a separate nonprofit organization is created, which, Betty May is controlling everything, but she needs to recruit people to start, or people can do it on their own. It doesn't have to be, Betty May doesn't have to like it. But if we have a separate nonprofit that does fundraising to collect money that is earmarked for Memorial Day and all the band concerts, and they can write their mission statement, the articles of incorporation to get that going. Somebody needs to fund the initial monies to get it going. Private donors, businesses can sponsor a band concert, and what have you. But, I mean, we don't have a lot of businesses, and that's another big problem. And we don't have a business association anymore. So, I mean, things have really shrunk, but it can be active request for donations and get the town government itself out of it. And the select board won't be, making any direction of a lot of things that the committee can do, or the town band concert association, whatever they'd be called, that they have a lot of things that they could be doing independent of this, give me $1,300. No, we don't have it. I mean, that's not, if they have a nonprofit, then they can build it and have it as big as they want, as big as they can make it. And they can have, fundraisers. They can have a band concert just for band concerts and solicit money. If nobody's sponsoring it, then the band concert association can sponsor. But and then they can, but the town is just not going to fund this anymore. Come 28, I don't expect one penny to go to any of this. And so this is the time that somebody needs to be developing a nonprofit association to put this together so that this is going to happen. And don't beat me up. I'm not, I'm a messenger of like the obvious. I'm not saying, nope, cut them off. But I think they're going to have to be cut off because I think that's what's going to happen. And there's no reason why not. I mean, in the scheme of things, there should be some fundraising for the band concert. Anyway, it's not a bad idea. And I think that rather than complain, well, the town needs to fund this, no, we need to work on as a separate, don't even get the town and county involved. Don't make donations to the town and then filter it back out. That's kind of weird. And I think town council might have a head scratcher, and actually implementing it and doing it might get nasty because it'll still find its way into the general fund and not function. So I think starting now to get it into a profit would be the best way to go on the band concerts, on Memorial Day, the whole 9 yards. We haven't even really gotten a lot of interest in any of it the last couple of years. People are just not participating. The Memorial Day parade has been shrinking. It was never big since I've lived here, but now it's shrinking down to nothing. And not even that many people watching it because it's shrunk down to nothing. So I don't know. That's my 2 cents. That the town is going to, by 2028, mark my words, there will be zero funding for fiscal year 28 for any of this that Betty May was just talking to them about. Watch. So somebody needs to get off their butt and start a nonprofit. I'm getting too old for that stuff, so it ain't me. I'll help, but I'm not going to be the leader of the band, All right, I'll let them talk now.
So,
Oh, that's why you said it was.
right.
Yeah.
So the chances are, if I don't expend everything from Memorial Day, the chances are it might help me with,
with a little
The band,
for June.
to get through June.
I know we have a difference of opinion how many concerts we should have in June, but I think I'm probably gonna shoot for at least 3.
All 3's better than 4.
Well, that's,
Okay,
yeah,
that's-
$1,300,
but
right?
that would all be dependent on your budget. If there's 2,600 and there's nothing coming in, or not enough to cover.
And what,
Can she move, if she has money for Memorial Day, can she move that?
Well, that's what I'm talking about,
Oh,
the
yeah,
municipal
that-
transfer request.
Oh, because she can do what she wants with an earnings.
Yeah,
Section.
within a section.
Yeah.
But because they're 2 different department numbers, you can't take it from 660 and go to 692.
So include.
You have, that's where,
Oh,
because it's taking it from one department and putting it in another department,
Oh,
even though
Other supplies.
that's where the transfer has to be. Yep.
so maybe I should be listening to you on.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no. It's just explaining.
Okay,
trying to fill me in
all
on
right,
Yeah.
thank you.
what I don't understand.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's,
No, I really-
you've been through one end of the fiscal year, so you've only seen it once, so I don't, it's,
Right,
that was
I
10
really
months ago.
understood what you said.
Yeah.
So, all we have to do is, help Betty with the Friends of the Band.
Right. Yeah, gotta raise some money.
And then do you have on this committee, that's the band concert committee, can you take volunteers?
Volunteers for what?
To be on the committee?
I am the band concert coordinator.
Don't
and,
want any help it.
I think it works best that way.
Okay, so we're not having anybody else in the sandbox. Get it? We gotta get
You
the,
can't play in the sandbox alone.
but no,
Right.
we'll work this out outside of FinCom.
Okay.
How's that sound?
That sounds good, right? Yep.
All right,
Derby Day
Gonna be a
coming
good
up.
year.
Coming up to Derby Day.
Oh, Derby Day, a race around Comet.
I think they're talking about all putting on hats and going to something.
Yes, it's like a Derby Fest.
Like it, yeah,
Yeah,
yes, it's always Kentucky
You
Derby.
didn't do that last.
I know, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. You won.
Okay,
I
sorry.
got the girls on it though. I'm telling the girls, we're going to all the horse.
All right, so I'm dismissed.
You, if you have no other questions?
You don't wanna
Yeah.
hang around and see what we're gonna do to other people?
Well, I don't think you really, I'm not,
We really didn't do anything.
right.
We did an inquisition, we got what information that we needed, we made a decision. I thought it was-
And it's just you that we, you know, it's like, what is this for? What is?
Well, that's what I'm
comes out
saying,
of
she's
this?
giving us more information than we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Which is
Absolutely.
really
Huge.
Well, it's only because I wanted him is what kind of started this whole thing. I initiated a conversation here in the building with him.
But
one day.
it was I didn't have your email address, and so the cornering was fine because everybody said, can you bring in Betty May? And I hadn't worked on trying to figure out how to contact her, so it was
I
mutual.
called her, Flora, and she.
It was a Florida call.
Don't feel bad, I called her one time and she was on a boat, on a sailboat.
Sailboat.
In Florida.
No, I was in the Caribbean.
Oh,
Yeah,
that,
can you work the election?
I don't think so.
All right,
So-
well,
Okay, Betty.
all set.
thank you
And
for
like,
listening.
you can have your
Well, thank you
evening
for
back.
giving us the information.
Thank you,
Appreciate
yeah,
it.
that was good.
No, because we were ready to cut the whole program.
I don't quite believe that one.
Because we don't have the power to do it, we have recommendation.
Yeah, we only recommend no
Yeah.
one listens to us.
Yep.
We talk
So,
about it.
but, the recommendation would be no lower than what it
But
is.
I think the taxpayer should know.
Sure.
I mean, the
Yeah.
rates, I've lived here my whole life and I didn't realize that you put all those, that you are the.
Right, I
I
didn't,
did not
I,
know, and I live right next to one. My sister takes care of the one on Worcester Road. I did not know that.
Memorial Day at one time used to cover geranium for every veteran's grave.
Oh, my goodness.
And the reason we stopped having a geranium at every veteran's grave is there weren't enough people to put them out, plus the cost of having a geranium at every veteran's grave.
Hmm.
What does Clayton have to say about that? He could give us geraniums.
Well, he's,
that's
We
a
was
lot of
very
geraniums.
accommodating in what he gives for
I think,
prices.
Yeah, he's great on price. He really is.
Prices
Yeah.
are good.
Yeah, very
What
much.
was asking about the geraniums?
Well, you know,
How many
the
veterans?
thing is, you'd have
I mean, look how
to,
many
you'd have to
flags
know a
we put
year
up.
in advance.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
Because he would.
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to-
because you have to see. it.
Because
Yeah.
how many flags do we put out every year?
Oh,
There's a lot of
Well, that's what I'm
flags.
saying.
Yeah. I'm just saying somebody used to have.
No, I think,
Right.
I think that's a great, I mean, that's honor.
Right, it's
But I'm sure they would appreciate people putting out flags when it's time to put them out, because usually they don't seem to have enough people show up.
I've been doing that with Joe Mazzola for years when he
Yeah.
took
And I'm
over.
sure,
Kathy, when you call me, I would come, I'm down at cemetery as much as Betty, because I see her all the time down
Yeah,
there.
that's one thing.
I take care of
I
five
used to
grades. now.
I used to close the clerk's office that morning because I felt it was community service.
I would definitely help you put the flags out. How long can that
And
possibly
then
take?
Joe and I used to, until COVID, Joe and I would split the cost of, a sandwich tray and salad and stuff like that, and cookies.
Oh, you mean for the flag?
For
For
the
the
people
people
that did it, they'd come back here and that came out of our pocket. Didn't come out of the town at all, right?
But one time, didn't you have inmates?
Oh, I don't remember
Did
his name.
inmates put out flags?
Did they? From Concord?
I'm not sure, maybe it was to
From Shirley.
inmates.
Oh, from Shirley
Shirley,
Industrial?
yeah.
Oh, they've done stuff here before,
Yes.
painting the, garage they did one year.
And for outfields already to clean up, spring cleanup and.
Yeah, they did, I think they did work on the recreation building too.
well, thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Ben.
thanks,
Very
Hopefully it
informative.
wasn't going to the dentist, yeah.
Actually, it was kind of
Oh, it
nice
was
to have
fun.
somebody else to talk to.
Wait a minute, it was fun.
Wondering what issues you may cause for me.
Well, let's hope we're not,
No.
we don't, we-
No.
if we do, we're not, we don't.
We
plan.
apologize in
We're
advance.
trying to- Yeah, apologize in advance, we're trying to be helpful and find a way to keep it moving. forward.
Yeah. We do wanna bring it back though, in our
That's
heart
what
here, we wanna bring it back to the old days. We really would like.
I know, I'm thinking I should just get some balloons and helium and start selling.
Well,
You
you
go
go,
again, if you people wanna have some group that raises funds, why don't you let me know about it and do it?
Well,
what the
I was
president.
gonna say,
What?
a couple of years in a row, the select board had
Oh,
gone
I
over.
don't know, can I bring it up?
They're cooking for the, kids' country playground.
Okay, so.
What?
Just, I was just remembering that the select board went over and had cooked it at one of the.
Oh, that's right,
But it would be the kids' country playground.
that's right,
As
exactly.
a
Right.
project.
Yeah,
They-
right, yeah.
They're doing, are they doing it again? Is any plans for
Well,
them?
first of all, I have to know, this is gonna sound fresh, but I need to know how many concerts I'm gonna have
Oh,
before I can start saying,
How many-
okay,
Yeah.
is the fire department gonna do the, well, fire EMS Relief Association,
Right,
well,
right.
you know,
no,
or,
we know.
or
Right.
the Run Gun Club, or,
Was it at a band concert that they had a dunking tank and Greg Barnes was
No.
the guy sitting up
Well,
on
fire
there?
department used to have a dunk tank.
But they had one not too long ago at Dunk Tank, didn't they?
I don't know, I remember Greg
Sorry.
Barnes being there.
we get it,
We
yeah,
got
we can.
Yeah.
See if we can.
Point of order.
Okay.
Yeah, we.
Point of order.
yeah,
Sorry.
Reminiscing is good.
Reminiscing.
I know.
We have,
But Betty, I gotta, you gotta, you know. Get a new group, of people who make you the cooking for you. I'll contact you. I have your number. I don't have your, what's your email though? Do you have,
I can forward it to
do
you.
you have it? Okay.
I do now.
Okay.
So we know where to get you.
Harrison has it.
With that.
Yeah, I bet if I had gone to, Sabrina, I could have got it there, but wasn't thinking clearly.
Did you get emails from me?
I replied to it too.
Then you have her address and she can.
Right, that's, right, yeah, that's right.
You have me too. Of course she does.
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
Then why are you surprised that?
She doesn't remember getting any from me.
It sounds that way. It's kind
Oh,
of, so.
That's what I was questioning.
well, you might not have been on the list.
Calls, and then they didn't seem to produce anything, and since I had all sorts of other people waiting for me to determine if I was doing a meeting with them, is why I finally called you,
Right.
and then I called you, and then I got a lovely email.
Yeah, no, the.
So we hear you on that. Because we have that same issue.
Yeah, it's kind of like it seems to happen, but
Yeah.
I got concerned because at work, the phone was out for 3 days, and I thought, well, maybe I'm being responded to, but if the phone doesn't ring,
You know.
so,
Yeah.
right. And then I rambled for a couple minutes to get my papers out of here and then
Okay.
enjoy each other's company.
Thank you, Betty. That was informative, and I'm real happy we spent time.
If you have any picture, don't throw any darts, please. Don't trick me.
Okay, no doubts on that.
it's electronic.
Oh.
You get a picture and you can click. No, I'm just-
Well, I didn't make you do that. I could have a lot of fun all day. Oh, I can figure out 12 people to do that.
Now,
That was informative. I don't know, get about this week.
I know.
Wow, we were really loud
so,
in the week.
Townsend first.
Well, yeah.
Mm.
Well, you know what? She's right. She's 100% right. She's probably getting more video.
Mhm. Yeah, it's kind of like.
And a better shot and a better deal.
Yeah.
So much for time first.
No.
I think she's doing the right thing.
It's kind of like,
Sometimes you have to do the right.
if you've been doing business with somebody.
She's probably been doing business with them for 20 years.
But they do quality, they've always done quality.
Yeah.
Beautiful things.
Okay, so
Okay, so where are we?
where are we? I had
So,
continue with the omnibus review. Which
Do we have to
was,
vote on her?
we can, that's something we haven't done in the room yet. And especially where the budget isn't settled, but if this
right, maybe we should wait till the budget is.
is settled, but usually, and we have the other three members might be the way to go to.
Yeah,
But just for process wise,
Mhm.
we would recommend the budget as it stands and we'd vote on
For
it
that, for being.
for that
But I-
band concerts and
But
Memorial
I
Day.
do think that we
And-
should give her a nudge to get something going for next year, cause I do believe she could vary. She can
Mhm.
supplement, revolving fund will be a great way for her to go.
Which means there'll be a warrant article.
And I
coming
do
up.
feel though that she's been very fortunate over the years. to
Very
receive
good,
money.
right on.
There is, it's kind of
Very
like,
nicely.
yeah.
You do it so nicely. I'm so bullish and right out in front, and you're so, just want to tell you how wonderful. how lucky you are.
it's kind of, but in,
How blessed you are.
Yeah.
I would say Betty.
Get a grip.
Yeah.
but, so
We're
we,
done.
the only thing we,
Can we make our own motion that we,
You what?
okay.
we can make a motion.
No, it's all right. I'm
You're
good.
here, it's
No,
kind of like,
I'm good, I'm good.
I'm just making a note on my page that, on 4.9, we recommended this budget.
wait,
And we also said she can't have any more money after this year. Let's put that down.
These, so.
Self-sufficient.
it would be nice
There you go.
to, again, another self-sufficient,
Not self-sufficient, self-funding,
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 self-funding, yeah,
except for,
right.
Well, except for the town services that they use.
Right,
well, yeah,
because there's
yeah,
purchase, yeah, there's purchasing, all the indirect costs that
yeah.
Yeah,
continue to go with it.
right.
You know, but
I really believe that people would do that. Now, they're gonna expect a little bit more of a bump in the night.
Right.
Yeah. They're gonna wanna see balloons and cotton candy and
I
games.
just remember it was such a,
It was
I
fun.
was
we
gonna say it was,
give the kids,
A week's
each kid
time.
$1 and they would be going to
Yeah.
the games.
a weekly carnival.
We can do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I mean, they had all kinds of games.
Oh, we can do it.
They-
I know we can do it. I've done it.
I know, and you have to do one more time. One more
One
time.
more time.
Feel,
One more
Yeah.
One
time.
more time?
feel the pain.
Well, we
He
need
felt
to,
the pain.
I-
we need
I
to
was
get
just-
younger people.
He was-
involved.
That race, it's kind of like,
Oh, the pepper people.
Oh, my God.
yeah,
But
we-
you know what? You have one duck race a year and that would fund everything.
That's
How
true.
much did we make? in those
Um,
races?
wow. We were up probably 25,000 total,
Yeah.
and we were doing a 50-50, so I would suggest a lower payout. But yeah, they were
Yeah,
pretty
so we all
significant.
gotta get on the committee.
Well, we have to, they would have to form a Friends of the,
Friends of the band concert, but that's a 2-minute deal, that's
Mhm.
$35.
Anyway, yeah, we had done the duck race, we dumped them in, and then for conservation, we made sure we walked along the banks and made sure there were no ducks.
Yeah, we
So
took a little, I mean.
It takes a little bit of.
we had one here one year.
Mm.
I think it was the Congregational Church had one.
Oh,
And the
All right,
conservation
we had-
secretary
it was
was
in-
well off point, I guess.
Yeah, sorry, it's kind of like, sorry,
1 hour.
Yeah. sorry.
Omnibus
just
review.
kinda- I had on the bus
Well, we're
review
almost
because
done, did we?
we had gone through
On Tuesday.
on Tuesday,
Oh, you weren't here,
And it-
Jared. We're not
right.
gonna repeat it.
That's all right, you don't have to, I'll take it.
so we had them in with the BPA, we have a little bit more detail behind some of the questions.
Yeah, because you didn't get all the details, remember?
We didn't get all the-
Yeah,
Right, we didn't get all the details from everybody, but there's a little bit more in the PBA, and there's another document that backs this up with really all the detail.
okay.
But it's way too big to print out.
Oh, that's right. What page? So
Um,
we're starting, I don't know.
Well, I don't know that we wanna visit everything, we,
We wanna visit the big numbers, like the 267% over.
What line, what
That's
page
on
are you
page
on?
one.
Page
Okay.
1. BOS professional.
1, 2, 3,
service.
Right.
4.
and again, it's kind of like,
It's under
a
spending.
line may be over, but when we look at the section, it's only at 60.
I know, but I understand that, I get it, the section,
Oh, I see that.
but I do
too.
think that when it's over 267%.
Yep.
That we should have some questions. I understand it's not
Well,
bumping the
Yep.
section.
and I think if it's something as simple as the wrong account number was put on,
Mhm.
and it's easy enough to do,
Yep.
it should be straightened out,
Correct, good point.
Yeah, it's,
so
but
that you can track those expenses.
But that's what the monthly mailings to department heads is supposed to be, and Board of Selectmen should be watching this. This was more,
Should be, Could be, maybe.
I did, I know I did, cause I had spreadsheets and if they matched, they matched. If they didn't, then I was researching.
Right,
I
to
mean,
see where the
Well,
difference
that's you.
was.
and there were times I messed up. I
No, but
really-
we all do with numbers.
Right,
But it is
exactly.
possible because it's 6,713 and 2 lines down, it's 6,500. So that would change dramatically that line.
Right, if it
I
has,
mean,
That's
dramatically.
what it is.
Now, and that would be nice, but what if it isn't?
Right,
Then we're,
Then we've got a question there.
then we have
But-
questions.
I mean, we have questions there, but it was more when we were preparing the budget for next year. This is a reference back to take a look at.
Oh, for last year.
Right, so we're looking at FY 27. This is only to say, because our questions were, and I'm gonna, the one that I had where, that comes to mind with the treasurer. Last year, it was 2,800, now it's down to like 100.
well, and there is a concern there as far as I'm concerned.
Mhm.
145% have been
Yeah.
This
spent
year.
on that,
Yeah.
Right,
on that exact.
on that
line
exact
item.
line, so
So what's
those,
the 13,670? Oh, that's professional service. Okay.
right,
So
so,
145 is the equipment rental, which
Yeah.
was what last year?
it was about 2,800, I think, when we looked at.
Yeah, I think,
No, that was one of the details that we asked at the last meeting to get.
Right, and so this is one piece of it, and the next one is, we prepare our list of questions and speak with the treasurer, collector to validate that the FY 27 number is a proper number for that line. So this again is
Well-
only a picture of where we are.
This is a trick.
because the treasurer requested 1,670, and the proposed is 500.
Right,
So,
and the
Yeah.
current line is.
and if they've spent $416.95, I believe my addition's right.
Yeah.
Then I don't know how much more they have to spend on that.
Right,
That's
yeah,
something
because you're at 3/4 of the,
needs to be looked at.
right. Yep. That's what this was meant to really do. When we see a number, and we have a question with the FY 27 budget, we come back here and look at it, but again, if the answer is that there's enough money in some of the budget lines here. Because again, the total for expenses is only at 57% so far, and we don't know what.
You mean the
contract-
section, you're talking about the section, right?
The section.
And the Board of Selectmen Professional Services,
Mhm.
this is a side note, is being proposed at 5,000.
Yeah.
And here it was 4,000, so they're coming up $1,000.
Right, and we've actually spent 10,700 so
Right.
far.
Right.
So the question is, are we adequately preparing and funding that line for next year? What happened this year that drove it higher than there, and, we're looking at it. But again, the section, and again, maybe it's just a driver to go back and look at it and make adjustments if something is posted improperly. And I know, it's kind of like, these account numbers that are posted together, you can make a typo,
Oh, sure, yeah.
and hit that. So,
Oh,
I'm thinking with all these questions, does it make more sense to take it, do the homework and come back?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay,
I do. Cause I think there's a, well, if we look at the section, it's not there, but when we look at the individual line items,
right, we have questions with that,
and let's hope it's just a typo.
right?
I mean, there's one in here for 500 something. What the heck was it?
really, that one.
Oh, yeah, 546.
What line item is that,
Yeah.
Mary Jane?
I gotta find it.
Um. And you're
Oh,
only-
okay, it is in, Board of Health,
Okay,
and it's the office supplies.
yes, yes,
534% over, is that because of the dates crossing over for buying the stickers?
it may be that, or,
That shouldn't come out of that account.
but see, that's the thing, did they put an item into
Here,
this?
it's on page 19. And
Thank you.
it's midway,
Yeah. Yeah, so,
1, 2, 3, see it in the fourth column, fourth section?
yeah, so in a case like that, that question would go back to them, are we doing the right for next year, or did something get miscoded and it went into the Board of Health instead of the enterprise fund?
Yeah,
You know, was this an office supply for the enterprise?
oh, and it was supposed to go,
Right, it was supposed to go
Back
into a
in-
different account
okay.
and it just went to this one. That.
And then there's one for mileage, 308% over, where the
Mhm.
heck did they go?
Again,
They could have, it could have gone to like a conference or something.
right, and there's a lot of travel back and forth.
And how many went to that?
Yeah. I mean, that-
I just think like 200% overs. And
But it was, I think they,
I-
but I think they had dropped it from the year before. I think it was 250 before and they dropped it to 50.
Oh, I see. So they
Oh,
dropped
okay.
it and they dropped back and it's like football, and then I get it.
So, and again, 250 is only a number that's coming to my head. There's a lot of 250 averages that I've seen in the budget over the years.
A lot that are hideously over, just a couple, and I bet for another.
Yep.
Oh, wait, here we go. Cemetery and Parks, hey, 204% over on there. We're on page 18, so on the other side, you guys turn it over. 204% over
Yep.
on building maintenance.
Well, yeah. Can you imagine?
He's kind of low on his building maintenance, I believe, right?
Now, are we talking Roger or Rod?
Could be both,
Or does
but,
it matter?
no, it's kind of like, right, if that's cemetery and park, it's Roger.
Oh, wait, I can't remember when it's, oh my God, this is just, I need a ruler.
I left them at home.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So I think I made a mistake, hold on. It's the 204 is, yeah, building maintenance, I did make a mistake. Yes, I didn't.
Building maintenance or building maintenance supplies?
Building maintenance is 204. I mean, Roger always answers these questions.
Right, he was so that was 500 before and it got dropped to 200. No,
so to make
they're
it
looking
so-
at dropping it to 200. So,
And vehicle supplies,
mhm,
vehicular, is that how you spell it,
Yeah.
really? Well, they're probably only gonna go up with the gas, the price of gas right now, so you know,
mhm,
pickle.
right.
That's already 265% over.
Do we have a contract
Oh, go ahead.
for where the gas stand, gas supplier,
Don't we get our own gas?
You need gasoline?
Yeah,
They
that's
get, they fill up at the,
highway department,
highway department.
kind of sorry.
Can we go back to the Board of Health for a minute? When we're done with that one?
Okay, and that's, yeah, that's why I'm thinking it's,
So, yeah, so Board of Health.
Yeah.
Professional services, they dropped it down to $50,
mhm,
and right now they're at 190%. Office supplies, they've dropped down to $25.
Maybe they're taking it out of the general.
662.
so those are the questions, they may have started taking it from the enterprise funds.
Yeah, but office supplies,
Mm. Well, and that's,
it still needs
he needs to, yeah,
stuff.
$50 worth of stuff.
Yep.
That's
I mean, yeah, I mean, she still
right,
needs supplies.
it's a little,
pens and paper and tape and.
maybe not,
Right.
maybe.
And what about
I think that's an error, it's gonna be.
Well, those
Those
are,
are our questions,
those
that's
are
why
our,
we're here.
those are our questions if we,
I mean, I don't like that.
no, I think in some cases we may have cut too much, and that's why looking at the BBA that
Right,
we
because I
have,
might not have noticed that.
right,
And maybe it's a typo,
It's a C line 662
we don't have lines like that.
for office supplies and travel mileage and. But that's just the land engineering total, so
oh, you're in land engineering,
I just don't, well, that's what it says under Board of Health, office supplies and travel. And it says C line 662, but that's the land
okay,
bill. So I don't know,
Mhm.
this. I have questions about that.
I have questions about, I don't
Hmm.
understand, Rob's department is. What is, all
Facilities,
right,
Yeah.
it's facility. So what, certain facility department?
correct,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cause not, cause I see here building maintenance and repairs, I think that should be really Rob. But it's under, say, parks.
Oh, so they take care of their own building
right, as does fire, as does
and
police,
police and fire.
library, yeah, no, library.
So, let's go to the
Not
library.
library,
Library, he takes care of the library, senior
Yeah.
center, this building.
He's a person, how does he do that?
Superman.
Well, he has a cleaner. That's minimal,
All right, minimum, but
But repairs, I mean,
but
right.
for repairs,
Fix
and
that.
that's the problem he has with his budget every year.
and going around to find them, the repair necessary before
Yeah.
it becomes
Mhm.
an emergency.
Right, and that's what the evaluation was supposed to have been giving us.
Yeah,
Is,
and
So,
Oh.
let me just ask you, so some departments take care of their own cleaning
yeah,
and other departments.
Right.
Well, I mean, the senior center and the library, that's a big facility.
and the cleaner does that
Mhm.
The
and.
cleaner does that,
Didn't they hire?
but how?
I thought
Ed?
they were talking about
Hire a third
that
person.
they needed, the library needed to
Their
hire.
own.
Oh, they need to hire their own cleaner.
Yeah, because there was issues over there.
Yeah,
There were-
there was issues that response was not as needed to be.
Well, they probably get a lot
That's
more
because-
people passing through than
Well, they
any
probably
place
do.
else.
They do,
Yeah, so they probably
Needs
need
to
a
be cleaned
cleaner, I
more.
think more often, I would think.
Cause I know the cleaner does not come here every day. Used to, but
Hmm.
doesn't anymore.
right,
Because his budget was cut in half.
it's timeshare, yeah.
No, he doesn't come here. So does that mean the senior center and the library?
I don't know how often he goes
Hmm.
there, I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Well, you know, well, that's why I'm thinking, how often does he go there? Because it's a food facility for one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, you know,
But I don't know if he touches that,
well, he's gonna do the floors, right?
I don't know,
I'm not talking about necessarily the kitchen, but I mean,
I'm not sure, I don't know what's in this.
In food prep, for sure, you gotta make sure.
But I don't know if the people who work there clean,
Hmm,
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Right. Questions for?
when you say the people work there cleaning, what do you mean? Who are you
the-
talking about?
The kitchen
The
people,
kitchen staff, kitchen
if,
staff.
when they're done, they clean it all.
Well, who does the vacuuming and who does the floors and who does that? And all,
I would think the cleaner does that.
but he's only part-time. That could be, I mean, that
Goes
building
in-
itself is,
Right.
it's big, it's huge. If you get all those people that are
you
in
get
there.
the kids in and out all,
Mhm.
yeah,
In the
until
winter.
That's what I'm
afternoon.
saying,
Yeah, I'm not-
that could be a job in itself.
Right.
Oh, yeah, there's issues.
Those are the,
Well, I
I
think we
think,
are,
the bigger questions.
Well, those are the
we ought to think
services,
about that for a
those are
minute.
the services, I guess, that we're
Right.
compromising because
Because we've cut,
because we, not only did we cut, but we allocated recklessly.
well, I mean, the cuts we had last year after the budget failed and the override failed. There was a pretty significant cut to the facility staff.
Oh, no, I know, he was cut big time, yeah.
And,
Well,
you know,
yeah, there used to be
so, I don't
a
think.
30-hour position, a 40-hour position, and then they used to have somebody doing the senior work
Part-time.
program, and then,
A part-time person.
So there was a lot more hours were
There was,
spent.
there was more hours in the
plus,
day,
plus the full-time cleaner.
Oh,
Somebody
then it
that
was
came in every
full-time?
day,
Oh,
so,
yeah,
yeah, so there.
so that department got decimated.
yes.
Mhm, right, and so I think we start seeing the results of that,
Mm,
and,
And the upkeep of the building.
Right.
And that, yeah,
The thing is, the number of people that are in a building too, I mean, that should be taken into consideration.
so.
Yeah.
But those are the questions, and that may be the bigger, how do we go on, what's the right number of hours to really, and that's.
yeah,
that's
I think
what's
that's
the right
critical.
number of
I
hours
mean,
to really
cleanliness is
maintain?
gonna take care of, you've got health, I mean, you've got colds, you've got bacteria, you got kids with
Dust.
the petri dishes of the century, you know,
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Right, and which is
Well,
another
that
thing,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
And then
right,
they have-
recreation,
and then
yeah.
touching the garment.
The
and all that.
books.
Yeah, no. I can see where that could launch a real horror show in certain,
Oh, absolutely.
I
Yeah,
do.
so,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
so when we get to that portion of the budget with
Yeah.
facilities, and that's.
And I know it's not money that we're talking about right now, and I know we went off
But-
topic a bit with Betty, but our job, I think, is to get to the root, not just deal with the money, not just deal with the numerical.
Where the root of the
It's
problem
the
is.
root of the problem, I really do believe that, and after Karen said that we should all be reading about what our real job is,
Hmm.
that was an eye opener.
Really.
I'm not bringing it up tonight,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was an eye opener about negotiations
Mhm.
and about sustainability. That's huge. It's all
Yeah,
about
and that's-
sustaining the budget.
Right, how do you sustain the budget and where we are, right? It's kind of like-
Yeah, and it's not just the number, it's
No, it's,
why is it happening, like asking her. I didn't know about the rates. I was really harsh on her, because I thought she was way over budget. I mean, way over.
I didn't know.
I thought she had like 4 wreaths
right,
through in the river,
yeah.
and that was it. And, that was eye-opening.
Yeah,
But I also think that
but
we
that's
had,
why we need to meet with each department.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, and we were not afforded that. But the other thing we found out from talking to her, was kind of solutions that she could
Deal with.
Right,
deal with that would
Mhm.
lessen for next year.
yeah, exactly, so,
I don't think it was off topic.
no, not ultimately, I mean, we were trying to throw out ideas to try to backfill the funds that have been cut from her budget
Right.
for this year. It's kind
And,
of
and
like,
it's
so,
not really creating policy, it's just listening and finding out why.
right, yeah,
And I thought you had good questions, Jerry. You delivered it really.
Thank you.
no, it's kind of, that's the piece. It kind of,
So I think we gotta look at facilities, because that could
it,
launch 1,000 deaths.
yeah, I mean.
You know what I mean?
Facilities is one, and the others that we had identified, but, like I say, we can go through what we had, before the questions, and then next Tuesday, we can prepare our questions for.
Oh, the
hearing on-
recommendations for the
Right,
town
right.
meeting?
Right, but before that, to Kiernan is coming in. next
Oh, that's
Thursday.
right, for our Karen interview, right?
Yep. Yep.
Well, what's he doing? He's present.
It's to get our feedback about the budget, anything that may need to change before he does, and schedules a
Public
He
presentation.
does listen.
He
I
does,
did notice
yeah.
that about him.
right, as he said, there was that line for the TA,
Mhm. He went right and fixed it, yeah.
he went in and changed it based on the conversations we were having in that meeting. Now, again, it's not cast in stone yet, but
Right,
we're
right.
kind of. But it is
Right.
continuing, so,
And I have been listening, there, a lot of towns, all the towns in the world are having the same problem.
yes,
So we're not alone, not that that matters, but,
no, but
so something's wrong with the whole system.
something is wrong with the whole system, and it's kind of like, and I'm seeing it on the news programs, whether it's Massachusetts, whether it's New Hampshire, huge school budget deficits are coming in and being identified, not, so again, we commend the work that the schools did this year. It's kind of like, it really, they came in at the.
What do they finally come in at? Final
2.4?
2.04.
what, really?
2.04, yeah.
So far, again, that's still best for where we are, but, so yeah, it's kind of like, and that's biggest chunk of our budget is that, but it's that way in every town.
But I also think that economic, what's it, revenue coming in is equally as important, and I don't think that's been addressed for years.
Right.
Here. Tax base.
Mhm. Right.
But that's probably why we need a big override to bring everything up so that we're on a level playing field,
I understand that, Kathy, and I agree with you at some point, however,
but not right now.
not right now, not with the current,
Not right now,
not with the demonstrated history.
and we talked a little bit about it when we were going through the budget the other day, the lines like town clerk. If the town clerk wins the lottery and resigns, that line is not adequate to cover having to hire.
We should have a real budget, what you're saying, the real numbers,
Just like we're doing with the town administrator
And,
for a new town administrator.
yeah.
and working in,
Or like the police chief,
That-
I mean,
right.
fire chief,
well, yeah, that's not our real.
For the police
That-
chief,
no, for the
Police
fire
chief
chief.
is going up based on a new contract, and so that's going up, but the fire chief is based on a 32-hour week and what he's taking. But again, if we go back 5, 6, 7 years, the salary for a fire chief was $130,000.
oh, I see.
Then, it's kind of because we are where we are with the fire chief, and we appreciate it, but budget-wise, when that triggers and we have to pay a 40-hour chief a full salary.
So he's not doing us any favors, that's what you're telling me.
No, he did because it got us through our budget, but that's everything we've been doing is budget year to year to year. We never
We need
looked.
to look out.
Oh, hand to mouth, you're saying hand to mouth.
Hand
yeah.
to-
Right, and about 1 year,
Right.
1 year to 1 year, we balance.
So we don't have a
Because
real,
we know that
is
his
there.
retirement is looming. I mean, and it could be, he could quit tomorrow and then we're out,
Yeah,
right,
Right.
you don't know.
no, it's kind of like, again, it's kind of like you can age out of this, you have to age out of
age
the
out,
system,
yeah.
as the last police chief did. It's
Uh-huh.
kind of like, and
67. When is it?
It's
I heard it went up- But I heard it went up to 67 now.
I think that's part of the Municipalities Empowerment Act. And I haven't seen that pass in the State House yet. Because I've been keeping an eye on that one because there's so many other pieces. You can start signing 5-year contracts for a town administrator instead of 3.
Oh, okay.
There's less paperwork in town clerk's office. There's so much into that. And I think that's why, yeah, it's kind of like,
Probably you're not.
yeah. Sorry, but that's the thing, those are out there, but until they get passed,
Oh, yeah, they're not
Just-
there, yeah, they don't
And-
exist.
Yeah, how long is that gonna take?
right, exactly, and it's been the last 3 sessions, I think,
Again,
and they
they should
haven't
go over
passed it.
10 years though.
Um,
For a
No
contract.
way, I think
No,
5
no.
years is too long.
Yeah. No, but
It's
that's
three,
the thing, it's
3.
kind of like when you get a town administrator, if it's somebody
Well,
wanna
if
look
he's
out,
proved himself over, a period of time, and
Right.
it's like we wanna keep.
you
him.
do,
I don't know,
you do
I'm
it
a
3,
merit person,
you do it-
I think people should be paid on merit, not just.
Right.
Cause they've been there forever.
but that's, again, that is up and down the whole thing, and that's negotiating with unions and.
And believe me, when you read the mass, whatever it's called,
Mhm.
about
Gee.
budgeting
Yeah.
and, yeah,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
how it
I-
happens, that is a huge amount.
Mhm.
Negotiations is a paragraph.
Yeah.
Eye opener.
Mm,
That's why we should have an independent person.
Right, and that's, you-
Without question.
You weren't here the other.
you weren't here the other day,
No, yeah.
it's kind of like, but that's okay, it's kind of like you mentioned it, you get caught up.
Yeah.
It
You
was
know.
being added into a single line, and we're recommending that if people can, an individual line.
Yeah.
Two lines, one for the legal, one for.
And it actually outlines why you need the special negotiator.
Mhm.
with a lawyer, because the legal aspects are contracts, restrictions, things, licensing, but the negotiation,
That's a
it's a whole nother story.
exactly.
Where is legal services?
Legal services
Oh, we had-
is just
Oh,
for
here it is.
IT.
They wanted to put 50,000 in legal services.
Yeah.
They wanted to put 50,000, they budgeted $50,000
Additional.
additional for legal services.
Well, they're at 90, almost 92%.
And what page is that on, Kathy?
That's on page 4.
So, no, okay, yeah,
I'm so confused.
Yeah. No. Okay, so you're looking at where we are this year.
So, yeah, the legal services.
Right, the budget for next year,
But I was told that one of the legal services issues, and
Yeah. it's separated.
this,
yeah.
this is another budget thing, is that I was told by one of the select, that part of the budget for the legal fees was because of the requests for public records. Because I guess you have to ask if it's okay and see how much you
Not
can
all the
give,
time.
not all the time.
Not all the
but-
time,
but-
yeah.
So I would, if that's the case, that a
Mhm.
lot of the legal fees are going for public records things, why isn't everything online?
Exactly,
I'm sorry.
exactly.
You can submit online, you can get to the form, you can submit, but we used to have the full list of all of them online, so you could see the status of them and.
No,
I
I'm talking
think-
about the documents that are being requested. Why aren't they online?
Well, they were, it's kind of like, I haven't found it recently on the Townsend website, but every request came in and you could see the request that came in, what was being requested, and then the response and what was replied to. So you could see all the documents that went in both directions. So if you had the same question in the same area, they didn't have to do this new, the answer was
Request
already
for
there.
it, because, or they could send
It
them
was
the
already-
link. Here
Yeah,
you go,
here's
here's the
a
link.
link to the.
Yeah, I just don't understand why it has to be a legal thing. It's a public
No, no, no.
document, it should be accessible.
Certain parts of it may need to get to legal. How much can you disseminate? Is
Well,
what's
to
legal to
start with.
disseminate?
To start with,
Hmm,
but then once that's been released once, that's a public record.
right. Hi, Sydney, sorry.
Thanks for waking me up, Cindy.
Yep,
Oh, they are?
yeah. And all I'm saying, yeah, all I was saying is I used to be able to find it and I can't find it anymore, but I think, so it's good to know it's there. I'll just keep looking. It's
But I
not-
can't request a document if I can get it online.
Correct. And that's why it's there, but if we don't know how to get there and you can't put in a search to say public, the records request and get to a link to it,
Wow,
it's kind of like, it makes it difficult for you to know the information's there. So that's it. That's something of, how do, you know, how does the.
And I don't know what the
information-
rest of the legal fees were for, I mean, contract review.
Negotiations.
Right.
Oh, negotiation.
Yeah, I will say, because of the audit committee, I know we when we were going out to bid and get the contract, they were reviewing the bid requirements, then when we posted, we got the quotes and the contracts, they would review the contracts, sign off on them, know that they were good. And they can go there. So they are doing those reviews. And so it's not just one department or anything. It's kind of like it is up and down. Everybody anybody that's getting a contract, they are reviewing them. And I'm sure that every warrant article is investigated, planning, open space, all of those
Rights,
reviews.
motions.
Yeah, yep. It's kind of like, there's a lot of legal that is going on. So, okay, so we're doing a lot of,
We're doing a lot of questions, we're not
Yeah.
getting a lot of.
you're not getting a lot of answers, but that's where we really need to buckle down for next
And you know what, almost every line you look at, it's other expenses, office supplies, those are the two like biggest
Mhm.
offenders of what isn't, and you've been saying that for years.
And-
No one wants to hear it.
Miscellaneous stuff,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Right, and just so you know,
Mhm,
you're looking at those numbers,
mhm,
but what you don't see, and I'll point out that Cemetery and Parks
mhm.
has an account that they charge to, and the percentage will be 0, but there was no money in the budget, so it looks like 0,
Mhm.
even though they're spent. So if somebody spent 100,000 on that line, it would still say 0.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That works.
That's a
It's
secret
just,
line.
it's just the math on how it goes. If there was no beginning amount, they don't do a calculation that it will show overdrawn, but it doesn't show a percentage because there was nothing to do the calculation against.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh, I
only
see what you're
$100. It's kind of like,
saying.
but,
Yeah, so I shouldn't only be looking at the big numbers.
that's my point, yeah. It's kind of like, that's all. It's kind of like, I just want people to be aware when you're looking at that, which, if you're only looking at one piece of data, you may be missing some of the other stuff.
So,
And that's why I used to like getting it in an Excel form, because I could do
I'll
that.
see all those columns.
Yeah, I could see those columns and.
I
put it in.
still think that we have to go back next year, with
Yeah.
Phil here, we have to go back and meet with the department heads with that form that we
Yes,
voted on,
right,
so that we can get all the information
Yep.
and sit down face to face,
Mhm.
like we did with Betty.
correct. And
But it's not too late, we could still meet with.
We could still-
My God, it's not enough hours.
if we have questions, yeah,
It's
we,
not enough hours.
there's not enough hours, but if we focus it, we could bring a few department
I
heads
think
in.
we start the budget way too late. I really do.
No, we didn't, we weren't, we didn't have the.
No, I know,
Well, it's,
I know.
but,
Oh, you think we should, well, according to the manual, you're supposed to be working on it all year long.
and again, pieces of
I
this,
believe that.
we,
Mhm.
we started in December, first
Mhm.
week of January.
We should have been starting in August.
Should have started in November, you know.
August,
Yeah,
You're
the,
right.
the first
but it's in.
revisions came in at the beginning of January, but then we came back with the,
It's too late.
But we're
we're gonna,
supposed to be doing other kinds of things with the
Right.
department heads.
Yeah.
Well,
and again, that's one of the reasons why I
and
have,
whose decision is that?
well,
Well, I guess
it's gonna be ours.
Oh,
Well, we
We have
we
to.
need to,
we need to stop
right,
being pushed around.
and
There,
that's,
we count.
we do come.
and again, that's why one of the reviews are for the revolving accounts, because we haven't reviewed them, but one of the warrant articles is validating what the numbers are. And so.
I'm dying to see some of those revolving accounts.
Right, and again, it's, you know, we set at the annual town meeting, the spend out of those accounts. And so
All right,
we-
I understand,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we're coming in to look at them, and now we're gonna have a new revolving account for band. So that,
New
Yeah.
line account will.
And projects.
band
Okay.
assets. Yeah, it's kind of like, so those are the pieces, and so we just continue and still on here. When we get the warrant articles for the annual town meeting and the SD and the special, it's kind of like those are still to come. So,
No.
yeah.
Did we
it's
sell the
kind of like-
fire
it's-
engines yet? What?
I don't know,
What did you
The-
say?
the
Did we
Ernie?
sell the fire engines yet?
still, I don't think other new ones,
Yes.
you know,
We have them,
We have,
both new ones are an
we have
upgrade.
two new ones.
they're down in the, where's the harbor?
Number 3 is in the harbor anyways, I don't know about the other. one.
Okay, one in the harbor, one here,
Just asking.
we're not running out of bays. The store. Kinda,
Does that sound familiar?
all
Well, that should be
We
fun.
got a ladder truck and we had no garage to put it
Hmm.
in years ago, the ladder truck. Because it's too
Yeah.
big.
Too big, yeah.
Yeah, because it wouldn't fit in that
Wouldn't
garage.
fit
Yeah.
right.
Oh my
And
God.
that was,
Is that why you built the great big Gunda one?
Well,
No, that and the brick building is not the best condition.
The new one?
Okay, no, the old brick building, the old firehouse.
no, I'm not,
Oh, on Elm
but they used to
Street.
park out here.
Hmm, oh, okay, yeah,
And-
that's right,
yeah.
yeah.
120,
Okay.
who's that?
Management
Systems, what's that? Management Info Systems.
Okay,
Oh, that's
that's
starting.
the if it's the $160,000 line, that's Guardian, so we're.
$150,000.
Question.
Yeah, I'm glad you're gonna ask.
Okay, we use Guardian here,
We do,
okay. The water department uses White Mountains.
correct,
Library uses Vanguard or Vega or,
CW Mars.
oh, CW Mars.
And why are they?
And the police
And the
have it,
police have their own and the fire have their own.
oh, the fire has their own also.
I think so.
Are they the
I
same?
thought they were all
It may be this.
Vanguard. I thought, isn't it?
Vega.
Vadar is the
Vadar.
accounting system, that the Vadar is how they, where they type in, the budget
Oh, the
and
budget.
make payments.
Oh,
Okay,
and
so
do the checks from.
why do we use that and the water department uses something else? Because I'll tell you why, because they don't care for the,
Oh,
but shouldn't the whole town be on one?
Well,
one
The
thing?
the police and fire, I think, because they have, documents that are
Or security.
very
security,
protected
yeah.
and for security, they use a higher level.
and CW Mars for the library, that is,
library
that
specific.
programming is library specific. CW Mars is pretty much every library.
Every library.
in the
Yeah.
state.
Oh,
Because they're interconnected.
You're interconnected, you can borrow from one library, you order
Kind of like the state computers in
Right.
the office.
Right.
Yeah.
that are not connected.
so they come from
Yeah.
one server to the library.
But,
All the libraries.
Right.
but I understand what you're saying, because water,
Mhm.
town hall,
That's
Bills,
what I'm saying.
but all our bills are outsourced,
So there's,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, we need more
Yeah.
investigation on this.
Well, I mean,
Get that on the list.
it's,
I get too many.
it's sort of there. I mean, it's part of why we, with the,
but it just seems like the
kind
number
of like,
is very high for
The
just
clear up
covering
thing, you were eloquent on that.
a
I'm
couple of
sorry.
buildings.
You had 15 different
but
things.
but
You should
that's-
have one thing cleared up.
this is the same,
But I get the police and fire can't be in it. I get that.
but
Yeah.
there needs to be an interconnectivity map and how everything is interfacing. I don't know, that's, if Guardian has done it for us, that would be good, because that's something that you have on your IT. An IT map and how everything is mapped out and used and connected, like how many
Why
laptops.
can't we ask them to send us that?
We'll see, but if it's a special project, then, it'll cost
Yeah, but
money.
shouldn't that be something that they know automatically by pressing a button?
They may have already done it when they did all the rewires and we put in the fiber optic stuff and did away with some of the servers and things a couple years ago.
I would think that they would have that because they would have to refer to it if we have any issues.
Right, exactly. So they may have it, and for the others, it's just drawing a line that says, this line goes out to the fire, this line goes to the police, but for the rest of town, even the buildings like cemetery and parks need to be connected on this network, so there's wiring to connect them, and
That's what I don't understand, because I deal off the server that's all over the country. I don't understand why we can't go to Highlands.
well, we do, it's kind of like, it is now connected with fiber optic, but old school, we had a computer on both ends and a connection between those two computers that were talking, so there was a lot of hardware we would.
Oh, God, they took off.
It took us a while to get ready.
Oh, my word.
So, but yes, it's kind of, I mean,
But that really doesn't answer my question,
Yeah.
so
no, it's kind of like,
why they're using White Mountain, they're really,
because
they're using.
they're an enterprise and they're running off their own enterprise piece, and we haven't,
They still belong
we
to
as a-
town Townsend.
we as a town haven't looked at,
Well, maybe that's the deal, we haven't looked at.
right,
Yeah, there you go.
or who do we have that can look at it and come up with
I
that
see, this is the
infrastructure?
whole problem, this is the problem.
But that again, that needs to be the people, the overseers of the department. Now, like going
That's
back to your MMA, one of the things that I read recently is that the finance committee, as people are coming in with these requests for new software pieces and that, have have, one of the authorities is to make sure it fits into the architecture structure and in the vision of what the town's, IT should be looking
We
for,
don't have a vision.
which is,
Do they? I mean,
they have a vision, they want budgeting software. And
that's not a vision.
I think that's the vision as it's applied
It's a
to this.
request, it's not a vision.
Well, but that's the thing, it's kind of like, so that's why we looked at it and said, yes, for what it does, it's pretty, but there's no real connection. How are we gonna get the data?
Exactly, right.
How are we gonna get the data from Vadar in there? How is it gonna work? When you run a report at the end of the year, is it based on what you budgeted in May? Or the actuals at the end of the year, which means then you have to take and get that end of the year data back into the budgeting software, which is another interface,
Mhm.
and build a file, transfer it, get it back in there. That picture wasn't painted for us. It's kind of like, so it wasn't a complete solution. It was,
This is what I want, it was reckless spending.
this is budgeting software. So we all agreed, we voted on it, that it was come up with other additional options.
So you're
not
right,
that-
Dawn. And one of the questions we should have been able to ask whoever gives us presentations is, how is that
Correct.
how are they all gonna
How are they gonna interact?
interact
Right.
with each other? Yeah,
Yeah.
and we weren't allowed to ask anybody, that was sales
That-
pitch one-on-one.
Right. And there was no follow-up. It was
No.
a sales pitch, this is our
Yep,
software,
and this would.
and there was no follow-up
No, he was.
with
down
it.
to
And again, we had sent, and again, timing wise, the email was sent that said that finance committee wanted to see 2 or 3 others plus Vadar.
They didn't
Others
have
plus
it.
Vadar.
And we were ignored. I know you're gonna be nice about it, and they were busy, but we were ignored, and so we don't have the information. So we have another year that we don't make that decision.
No, but, and again, all of this is, it was probably state of the art and good 5 years ago when it was introduced. Life cycle of that software, and especially with AI coming in, AI, you can put your requirements, voice your requirement. I wanna see a chart of this data and this data over 5 years. It's kind of like, and as long as the AI is set up with the activity to the database, it should be able to generate those things for you. I mean, I can do it today in Excel. If somebody wants to see, I build the budget many different ways. It's all about how the data is put together. How are your data elements designed to be able to get you to that point?
Or didn't one of the residents stand up at the town meeting and say that maybe he thought that Excel was wonderful and that maybe the users should be trained at the next level of use of Excel?
He did. I spoke to him after he was
Yeah.
heading out of the country, but he'll be back for,
He said,
he'll be back at, election.
you know, I don't remember his name, what's his name? Yes, he said, neighbor, because they would go back and forth. And
Mhm.
he got up and said that he vouched for Excel.
Yeah.
And he thought that more training was needed by the users, and
Right.
that we could use Excel in lieu of all these other things.
It is, it's kind of like, but again, it gets back to the data realm, and you have enough background data elements still to be able to provide you that data you're looking for.
Right.
And so it's kind of like, I sort of built those for myself. I mimicked, what we were producing, like the sections. I would put general government on every line that was general government. I would put safety on every line that was safety. I would identify the subtotal lines and things like that, so that, I knew they were subtotals, so I could exclude subtotals, and I could come up and match everything. So all of the black, segments, my numbers matched, but I wanted to make sure that all of that formula things that we kept on saying we always had bad formulas and things.
Oh,
That's how you eliminate it, is they did one way of totaling it up over here. I did it a different way. And the totals matched, and when they didn't, I was able to go in and identify where there was there might have been a problem. And it's kind of like, so, but that's just me and how I use Excel. It's kind of
Right,
like.
cause you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean.
I can't even get it to make the lines.
Yeah, so,
I wouldn't be.
so that's the thing, it's kind of like, it's all a matter of how much you use it,
Mhm.
and what you use it for, and so Yasser is right, it has the ability to do it, but it's those pieces, and it's kind of like, so, yes, and once it's trained, I trained my vice president how to use it. And so he went into a meeting, he was moving data around and.
It looked really good.
Yeah, exactly. All the people, you know, the directors and everybody else in the room were, well, how do you know how to do it? But yeah, it's just a little bit of training. So as long as you have all those building blocks built, you can use the tools. It's called pivot tables and pivot charts. So every way you change and look at your data, the chart updates to what you're looking at and what you just did in the pivot tables. So. Again,
Did you get it?
We
So-
had that a few years back with the budget book that was. given
Right,
out.
the budget book is very
Green Town
Collins,
meeting.
yeah.
Oh,
So, sorry, it's kind of like we're
Oh.
going, we're going,
We're
you know
going
what?
on.
I've seen the budget book from other towns. How come we don't have a budget book?
we
Do
stopped,
we?
we stopped filling in the data. It needed to be manually updated every year, and since Eric, or the gap, and then Eric.
Oh, the infamous gap, the infamous, we've had 22 different TAs.
Right, it's kind of like once it was broken because we had an interim and didn't know what it was, the data broke, so now you've probably gone 5 years without that data.
Oh,
You
and
have
so
to-
you can't.
You either have to start from scratch and build it up, or you have to go back and rebuild.
Or ditch it,
Oh,
like
I
we
did.
did. Because there was a very impressive budget book, I will say. I saw Brian's.
Yeah.
It was very
They
impressive.
kind of, so, you know, that's the piece. It's kind of like, how do we rebuild that kind of history and bring?
And I think people want that book.
I
I
think,
think that-
I think people taxpayers would love to see that book. You know, especially ones who understand it.
Yep.
Because there's unanswered questions in Townsend, I think. Okay, that's it. Push my,
we need to, yeah, we went. a
Focus.
Little bit of.
Sorry, we were off topic, but we weren't off topic because we are the watchdog for the
I mean,
taxpayers.
if you're
Right.
talking about budgets, I mean, you don't
Yeah.
have to have it.
Right.
You're right,
A budget
Jared.
is a budget.
Right,
Right.
and it's included.
Well, if you don't
And
talk
how
about
you
it, you
present-
don't learn.
And-
That's right, and all we see are these numbers that mean zero.
And how you, how you present.
How did
the
you get
numbers that
there?
are
Where did they come from?
Right.
Everything's just going to show that.
Okay, you know why? Because she was doing all those,
Yeah, I know.
kind of like Christmas, yeah, kind of like we,
Sitting in this chair for 3 days.
yeah, it's kind of like
No,
this paper, this envelope, this label, kind of.
So are we gonna can we have another person come in that we can interview?
Oh, another department. I think I would,
Okay, Tuesday night, do we want to try to have,
Melissa,
Melissa in, and who else? See if Rob will come back? Do we want to
Poor
talk?
Rob.
Poor
Yeah,
Rob,
for
I feel
him.
bad for
I don't
him.
wanna hear it, I feel bad for him.
well, Rob or, I had questions about, the election budget. too.
Yes, we definitely
Okay,
did,
so
that
we
was,
want the election?
yeah,
Budget people?
town clerk, do we want Collar to come in, talk about the Board of Health?
Oh, yeah, because there's a question there that came up tonight
Hmm.
between the differences, that would be good.
So, and again, these are short, 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, so who's coming in again?
Melissa, Harrison, and Carl.
So,
We already talked to Vicky in assessor.
Yeah,
And we talked
that's
to,
pretty
we
straightforward.
talked to someone else, we had the police, excellent, he does the
Yeah.
greatest presentations.
Did Jim Smith come in or was that capital? I get.
I didn't.
that was capital,
Okay,
yeah, that's kind of like, but, yeah, I have my own questions for Jim, like, how many miles do we get out of the money state's giving us, because we're not funding, again, it gets to the bigger
Yeah, I
budget
know.
thing, it's kind of like, so.
Is it a kind
but-
question or is it?
No, I can probably do it in an email to him, it's kind of like, it's sort of a curiosity thing, because
Oh,
we the town a couple years ago for the budget, passed a pavement plan. It was fine.
Oh, I remember that,
It was
yeah.
now 6 years ago because,
It's not being done.
And how much money have we ever put in there?
but the 1 year we did.
1 year, the
200,000.
first year, that was
That was
it.
it.
We did
Andrew.
200,000 when Eric was here because we had big, free cash year. But that was, the
Oh, okay,
And-
yeah.
and
Well, what
again,
about the
but
550,000 that they wanted to give to the legal, can't we give that to
the
highway people?
50,000,
Yeah.
well, there's still,
What, we get sued a lot?
Well,
Yeah.
they're still putting it in the legal.
right, there's still,
We don't want it to go there. We're not
Well,
recommending that.
no, but I thought we were, but we wanted it on a separate line in that section.
Oh, I thought we
For
mixed it
negotiating.
all together. I'll have to ask
No.
Carol.
No, we had decided to do a separate line so that if it was truly for negotiations, that could be
It was.
covered, that would cover a negotiator. If,
Right, and
if
next
we
year,
recommended
so-
it and they,
so the legal
Agreed.
line would stay pretty constant, but your negotiation line would be there and can drop off in.
The 50 going to
because if you
negotiation.
only have like one union to negotiate, it's not gonna be the same expenses if you have four
Right.
unions to
Which,
negotiate.
which may be why they wanted to go with the stabilization fund.
So they need only was one?
They might only.
One union, I
If,
think.
Like
yeah,
last year,
if one union has their contract running out, you gotta negotiate that, but the other,
Right.
the
So
other.
they don't, oh, they don't write it, no.
Okay.
all
They're not, yeah, they're not coterminous like the police, and that's why we're funding
Oh,
the
okay,
police.
right.
So that was an example of a 1 year, one year, one union, 1 year. And this year is 5, so it's kind of like, but again, that could be.
Oh, that's right. They said it was for negotiation.
Right,
That's right.
right.
Yeah,
We
they
did, they did say that, but we
Mhm.
didn't trust that that was
But wait a
fact.
minute, is negotiation through the lawyer that we, or.
Well, yeah, no, they wanna use their lawyer.
Right.
And
I think, yeah, our recommendation is if it's for negotiations, that
they get a negotiator. I mean,
And that's
they
why
have.
they like to
okay.
break it out into a separate line,
Right,
Yeah.
so that
I
they
get
could
that.
use it.
and so you can
shouldn't be
see.
the same.
No, but if it's there and we have 1 year, it's kind of like if it's 50,000 for 5, then it's 10,000 for one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, so it gives you that ability to budget in the future,
Accordingly.
yeah, when.
Yeah.
Yeah. Much like
And it also keeps everybody on the up and up, because if they said it was for negotiation, you wanna be darn sure it's for negotiations and not for legal fees for
That's,
other kinds of.
Yeah. so that's our
events.
recommendation when we're in the legal section of the
Okay,
budget,
I'll
so,
save it.
okay. But that's, again, we talked about that on Tuesday, and that is the line, and that's why we wanna make sure that we're straight on what we're.
And is Karen coming in next Thursday or?
Thursday.
Okay,
Yeah.
because, so we can ask them about, the expenses on the BBA for.
The board of
We can-
selectmen, the two hundred
Well,
and forty-nine.
I can send an email to them on
Okay,
the side too, it's kind of like we don't have to wait.
So we're meeting Tuesdays and Thursdays now, right up till town meeting, right?
Yeah,
yeah, pretty much.
pretty much,
They've scheduled, yeah.
and again, one of the Thursdays, the 23rd is probably,
Is
unless,
that budget,
is the
public hearing
the
budget?
public
or
hearing
whatever.
budget, and I'm thinking that somebody might want to hear finance committee.
I plan on going, I mean, if it's on a
Yeah.
Thursday night, instead of being here, we'll be there.
That's what I
Oh,
was
so
gonna
we
think.
should all go to that,
Yeah.
23rd, the budget night. Is
Right,
that,
it's
is that
tentative,
Karen's budget night?
it's
Yeah.
tentative, yeah. And that's why I told them to tank, if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, no, if
Somebody doesn't like,
So that's okay.
Is that the school?
no, it's upstairs in the Great Hall, is this plan.
Okay, so it's not a joint, if we all
No, it's
go,
not a joint,
it's
we,
just
What if we all
an-
show
Yeah,
up?
it's
What's
an
the
internet.
day?
we, as long as we don't make motions and vote and try to.
we
do
just
business,
listen, not
just-
your mouth.
We just listen, and to that point, we will have reviewed most of the budget, and if we, we'll, say if we have the recommendations, we can say what we're recommended.
Oh, we can stand up and say what the recommendation.
Well, again, if it's an open
I think I would post just.
I think I'd
Well,
post.
we have enough time. It's
Okay,
kind of
then.
like
And it doesn't have to be like a joint meeting.
Those joint
It's
meetings,
not a
just
joint
the
meeting,
way all
it's doing
show up,
instant
Will
information.
you have to call the meeting to order?
probably.
We can ask, it's an information session, and if we're only,
But if we're recommending,
no, we wouldn't recommend anything more than we've voted and recommended
but like,
in these meetings.
what if someone says, what does the
We
finance?
haven't, if it's something we haven't voted on.
But
we
then I
have
guess
discussions on it.
Dawn can have, if we have our recommendations, Dawn can get up and talk.
Yeah.
We won't be talking, he'll go
Okay.
places.
If you want,
I think you
anybody,
should post just for the sake
Well,
of being safe.
we will check. It's kind of like, you know, if they're doing it as an information session, then.
Yeah, but we might get caught with our pants down and we should be ready,
We will check.
right?
It's kind of like,
You did that last year. Plan B.
it will, Plan B, are they doing training on the 21st?
Yes.
We don't have
For
to,
what?
that's for ethics.
Ethics.
Apparently ethics training is needed in Townsend.
Okay, so.
10 AM,
What time, 10 AM?
yeah, here in the Great Hall.
Again.
Again, because it's
not-
already,
well,
but this
we-
is
But
not
this is
add up.
from, this is from the state.
Yes, this is the real deal, as Cindy would say, the real deal.
Well, I'm glad I got my calendar filled out now.
Yeah.
I'll get you.
I know, mine was pretty empty and now it's like, okay.
Yeah.
No fun this month.
Yeah.
Okay, is that it?
That's all I have. I'm continuing to work on getting the revolving account.
Yeah, I
details.
would really like to see those, I think
Yeah.
that's.
Right, again, it's kind of like, we've always just gone, they put the numbers up and we say, yep, okay, that's what they were before, let's do it again.
Mhm.
But, and I know we have a process that if we approve an amount and they're gonna spend more, and if we have a process out of town meeting where finance committee and select board can both agree to a different amount. It's kind of like.
So when that amount is allotted,
Mhm.
they don't have to spend that much.
No, that's the spending limit.
That's
It's
the
the,
limit.
yeah, this is the high level mark.
And is it for specific items or is it just the whole, whatever they need?
Whatever they could, for recreation is whatever they need, whatever recreation needs and uses that account for. When it's the firearms, it's kind of like, there's so many of them, kind of like
So-
cemetery.
So say $100,000, does that mean what they raise?
And there's a spending limit, so they can raise 200,000, but right now,
Oh, but in that 1 year, they can only spend 100.
right,
Right.
so
Oh,
if
it's the
someone
main
say,
thing to do with coming in, it's all about going out.
it's about going out, but if they took in 200, they're probably having a lot more students and they're gonna be
They may
Spending
be
more,
spending
spending
more.
more.
they
So it's
can-
the
it may
percentage
be-
is,
may
yeah.
be a need, so we wanna see if we can find historically, is this number right? Or if they're not raising as much anymore and not spending enough, should we bring it down? I mean, you know, those are questions we need. And I do have a follow-up because a couple of years ago, we got rid of 2 revolving accounts. And I wanna see if there was a little bit of balance in there, did we?
What
take
do
the
we
balance?
do really?
Oh, I wanna know where the reading room
Well, that's
money
another
is. I wanna know where the Abraham E. French endowment
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, that one doesn't have, reading room has a revolving account, but the other one doesn't.
I have money coming in and out
For
with the Abraham French.
that one, I don't know.
I believe the way that one works is that you can spend the interest on it, but when they run low, they take other worthy or poor funds and the selectmen vote to transfer it into that one, so that
Mm.
because there's a committee for that one.
right,
Versus-
yeah, there's
yeah.
trust fund, a lot of trust fund committees.
Most of them have, something in there saying who is allowed to give away the money, so to
Mhm.
speak. So if it's the selectmen can vote to put it in that fund to have it spent
Mhm.
by this other committee, but they have an application. There's a process to it. It's not just like you go in and say, hey, I don't have enough money for groceries. Can you,
Yeah.
can you give me $200?
Yeah,
You know, it's not that type of thing.
Yeah. So, but I was surprised at the reading room account was like, everyone drew a blank.
Hmm,
I know.
Cause it's $10,000 in 1934.
mhm, okay.
That was
a
not-
little different,
That was
yeah.
like a number.
That was a,
Mm.
yeah.
And now, you know, now they don't know where it is?
What's been spent out of it.
Right.
And, yeah,
Hmm,
and where it,
Where is it would be
okay,
first?
well, that's, yeah. Yep, and again, that's one of the, I think one of the tenants is the West Townsend meeting room.
One of the what?
One of the revolving accounts that we vote every year, so, I would question, yeah.
remember.
Yeah, we gotta get that,
Mm,
we gotta get more information.
yeah, so that'll
Oh, my word.
That may- figure
Go
something.
home, go to bed.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't wanna talk to anybody
yeah,
ever again.
okay, then I will,
No, it's not you, believe me.
no, it's
The
kind
rest
of
of
like
the-
we're all there. I'll put together an agenda for Tuesday, get it posted. We're mostly gonna be going over our questions and getting into.
Yeah, we have to hone in on our.
Right, we have to,
recommendations.
we wanna make sure that we're concise and clear on what we're looking for.
And hopefully we'll have the revolving account
Tuesday.
Information,
Tuesday,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So is that it?
That's all
Tonight.
on the agenda,
I make a motion that we adjourn
Second,
at
8:21.
8:21.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor,
Aye.
all opposed? Unanimous, we stand adjourned.
where's my phone? Nice job.
Thank you, I heard it before.
The recording has stopped.
Okay, well, that is the finance committee meeting. I don't think they accomplished a damn thing. They talked about a lot of stuff, but they didn't really, I don't even know what they learned. I mean, they talked to Betty May. I mean, I am educated better about what's going on with Betty May Tenney's funds, and I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised in what's going on. I think she's going to have to let go of the reins. And basically, there's no more money that's going to be coming towards band concerts or Memorial Day. That's going to come to a halt in fiscal year 28. It's cut back drastically for next year, which is starting July 1st, fiscal year 27. That will be cut. There's cuts, and Betty May doesn't like it. She does not want to take donations, so I guess there's just not going to be any band concerts if she won't get involved with raising funds. And what I think should happen is, and this is happening in a lot of communities. In fact, we've been a rare community that actually has been funding band concerts. The town actually funds those completely. Nobody puts any money into them. And when the band concert's happening, the people that are selling hot dogs and hamburgers, if there's anybody there doing that, in doing kid games, whatever, those are nonprofit organizations raising money, and none of it goes to funding the actual cost of the band that's playing or any of the cost of running a band concert. Not one penny. It's been 100% taxpayer funded. And because the town just refuses to fund an override, there just isn't any money in the budget. It's just not there. We need an override so sickeningly, obviously. But this is entertainment. And it's actually supporting nonprofits. It's not even supporting the town as a government. It's a cost of the taxpayers of funding this. And I hate to say it, I've lived here a long time, I understand. But I think because of the financial situation, what it is, if Betty May doesn't want to do it, then somebody else should do it. And because as the band concert coordinator or the Memorial Day parade person, she's just a town official appointed to do these things. Okay, if you don't want to do it a certain way, then don't. But somebody can come forward, a group of citizens, they don't even have to live here. They can create a nonprofit and solicit funds from wherever they want and ask for donations from God knows where. They can raise funds to put on band concerts and actually to fund Memorial Day. And they can do it to increase interest, because there's been no efforts to increase interest. In fact, Memorial Day as a whole has lost interest since I've lived here. It's really gone down the tubes. Hardly anybody marches, and hardly anybody, I mean, there's less people watching it than there used to be. People are just doing other things because the parade's about 5 minutes long. There's hardly, what are we watching? It's like, okay, I'm just going to go back to gardening. I live one house in off of Main Street, and I can see them walking by from wherever. By the time if I hear them coming, by the time I get up to the corner, they went. Can see them, and I'm only up there for about 2.5 minutes as they all march by, because there's hardly anybody in the parade. I used to march in the parade as a veteran, but I kind of have some health issues. I can't do that anymore. And I don't kind of have health issues. I do have health issues. I can't march in the parade. Can't be, no. Mm-mm. So, yeah, I mean, a nonprofit can come in and make it into something else. And they can commercialize some things without taking away from the intent of Memorial Day. Hey, I'm a veteran. I'm a war veteran. I understand Memorial Day fully. And it's not a holiday to celebrate like the 4th of July or even Veterans Day. It's where we're mourning our military who we've lost. But that doesn't mean there can't be a means of raising funds so that this action can happen. There's a lot of money that goes into all the things that you see happening on Memorial Day is paid for by the taxpayers, but we really don't have the money to fund that. And the voters don't want to have an override to keep that going. So we need to do it by volunteers. I mean, the people that are doing it are volunteers anyway. The only people getting paid is the band. Everybody else is volunteers, and they should be paid. Anybody play an instrument? You want to do it for nothing? Not happening. So, but a nonprofit can get together, put some people together, and do some serious fundraising and find ways to raise money, because you can raise money selling things. You can do a lot of stuff that's patriotic or effective with Memorial Day. But also the big thing, not just Memorial Day, I'm going to move out, that this is about band concerts all year. We get them all mashed in together, and they really are separate entities. Memorial Day and the series of band concerts that we have over the summer are separate entities, and they should be dealt with that way. But if we want to celebrate the solemn nature of Memorial Day to band concerts, because those are not military things, except on Memorial Day. But that as townspeople, we want to go and enjoy that. We shouldn't have to pay to go, but we need to find a way to fund it, to pay for the band that's going to be there. And even if, the old way we would do it is, well, nonprofits would sign up for a band concert and they would raise funds for their organization. But they haven't been getting anybody signing up because they don't have volunteers to do things to raise funds during the band concert on the, what they call it, the lawn party, or, people used to sell hamburgers and hot dogs. I've done that. I used to do it for the V. We had a big deal we'd have hot dogs, hamburgers, and steak and cheese, I think, or sausage. They had sausage. Boy, talk about indigestion. Holy cow. They were good though. Oh man. We used to get all the food from the commissary. Yeah. I don't think we were supposed to do that. Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to buy food from the commissary and sell it. I think that's supposed to be from, anyway, I'm not gonna go there. I didn't do it. But anyway, I used to sell it, but I don't want to get into that. That was that's probably 30 years ago that I was doing that. But even if anybody, well, this committee or this association, what I think should be a nonprofit, can put activities. We can have a band concert every Thursday night. The nonprofit, who is the band concert association or the lawn party, call it whatever, and they can get folks to get involved in order to keep the band concerts going. We're not looking for another organization to come in. The Band Concert Association puts on events during the band concert. Like, it's the Band Concert Association who's selling the hot dogs and hamburgers and raising funds to pay the band. Somebody's selling balloons. I don't know, flags, having different, they'd have all kinds of raffles, selling popcorn, cotton candy, getting these things going in order to fund the Band Concert Association. And then it would be up to the association to make sure to figure out the finances and the activities that all this organization would fund associated with the Band Concert Association. And that can include Memorial Day and the Memorial Day Parade. And I think a good comparative group is Pepperell. Pepperell has the 4th of July thing. That's their big deal. Holy moly. They have a huge 4th of July. And that group, it's usually, I think, Kathy Lundeen, who's the free speechers person, if you're on Facebook. But she had run for state rep as an independent, didn't make it a few years back. But anyway, that's just a sidebar to tell you who she was, or is. She's still around. But I don't know if she's still really running the show on the 4th of July. She might be. I'm sure she's still got her fingers into something to do with it, even if somebody else has taken charge of the whole organization. But it's a huge undertaking to put their 4th of July parade, which is humongous. It's huge. And then they have a big 4th of July shindig at their town field, I think. And then, the VFW's got stuff going on. I've marched in theirs. And I've ridden in theirs too. But they're just thousands of people show up for that. And people just clamor to get in it too. They want to, if you're in a group that wants to participate in the 4th of July parade in Pepperell, all you gotta do is sign up. I think there's an entry fee. I might be wrong about that, but they raise funds all year round in order to make the 4th of July parade happen and the 4th of July activities. And there's always got to be a continuation of, we got to fund these things. You want to have these things in life. You want to enjoy things. You can't just expect the taxpayers to pay for things when there's no money. We have to give up police and fire services in order to pay for a band concert. Are you getting it? We like the band concert, but to say, oh, it's not that much money. It is. It's more than we have. And it's really something that, do we really want to lay off a town employee that works in town hall and is maybe working in the treasurer's office, or maybe cut Carla's hours, close town hall for make everybody part-time and have a turnover of employees because they all have full-time jobs and they can't afford to take a cut like that. And just so that we can continue to have band concerts. Oh, because it's not that much money. No. The best way to do this is in my opinion, is to get band concerts and the parade off of taxpayers' back completely. Move it out of the town government, and town government could say, yeah, we will help with this transition. I think there's cuts in 27, but I think in fiscal year 28, which is a year from now, basically, no, the town is not going to support it at all. There'll be no money from the taxpayers to fund a band concert. And I hate, I know Betty Mays freak out to hear me say this, but you know what? I think that's the way to go. I think somebody, a group of citizens, you don't have to get Betty May's permission, because based on what she said tonight, you're not going to get it. But regardless, because she's doing this thing technically as a town employee. You know, we're not doing it anymore. The town's not doing it anymore. But we can have a nonprofit get created, and they're going to take it over. They're just going to do it. And if her little group of band concert people don't want to do it, don't want anything to do with the association, well, fine. But they're gonna contract with the town, and they'll find other band people. They'll create another band. You know, if we're gonna have a war like that, but that's not necessary. Betty May she's got to step aside someday. You know what I mean? I don't want to say the obvious, but we got to have some kind of sustainability here. And I know band concerts are important to the town, but we need to find a better way or a long-term way to make sure that we can continue to have them and have them more enjoyable. We need to get more people interested in attending them. I really don't go. Once in a while I'll stop down there, but I really haven't, it's when I was doing them, I would do it my night when I was doing the fundraising for the V, but hanging out at the band concert has not really been my thing. And but that's true. I mean, and that's true for a lot of people. We have 9,000 residents. We've never had 9,000 people show up at the band concert. We could not accommodate that. So, but having the activity, imagine this, people get whatever the activities that can be created to get people interested in coming down to the Common on Thursday nights. Imagine if there's too many people. And that's what happened with Earth Day. Earth Day got too big for the Common. That's why they have it at the high school. What if this band concert celebration thing got too big? People got too interested. People were doing things, and the fundraising got to be more than they bargained for. They'd have to expand it, because our Common, compared to a lot of places, our Common's pretty damn small. They may have to, you got the church, the Methodist church. I think it's still the Methodist church. I think they're selling it or something, but the Methodist church up on the hill, the white church, that whole field over there. I wouldn't be surprised if 100 years ago, which wasn't that long ago now that I'm 60, going to be 69 years old. But I'll bet 100 years ago that it did expand. That there were activities beyond the reaches of the barriers on the town common. And having Brookline Street Extension, the road by the, it's Brookline Street Extension, I think, or Brookline Street. Brookline Street Extension. I think that's the name of it. Next to the Honey Farms, that road there, where a lot of people park. And that's been closed. Different functions that happen throughout the year, we close that road. There's a road race in October. There's from time to time, there's an event that requires that road to be closed. And it gets voted on and all this other stuff. The select board has to vote on it and all that. Although some people have taken it upon themselves to do that, which not a good idea. But we could have this become so excited, people get so excited to participate that it can really take off. And if you've got people who are running, a nonprofit, people that know what to do, I could think of some people off the top of my head who could probably get involved. And who knows, maybe one of them could be me. But there's other people that I think can pull this off. And if they start now, then by the time we get to a year from now, it will have a funding source to keep it going. and to get things really riled up. But Betty May's got to let go of the reins. And I mean, I'm not saying get rid of her or move along. No, she needs to stop. No, it's got to be just me. And she was there tonight. Nope, I don't want anybody to help. Nope, I will. She doesn't. It works better if it's just me. No, and it doesn't. It's not working better. It's not working at all because we're actually you're losing interest. People aren't wanting to go to do their own fundraising, and the town doesn't have the money to keep you going. So you're going to be running nothing in 2028. And it won't be the town's fault. It will not be the town government's fault if somebody doesn't come forward and put up a plan to keep this thing going. And Betty May does not have to be a part of it if she doesn't want to participate. It can be a nonprofit if you're not going to do it, Betty May, we're going to do it alone without you and make it work. And she's a coordinator as employed by the town. Nonprofit can come in and keep it because the town's not going to fund it. So she's not going to have a budget. If she fights and says, it'll be 2028, there will be no plan, but this thing will kick off in 2028 because there will be no more band concerts as of July 1st of that year. So, there won't be any more until a new thing takes over. I suggest it needs to happen now to put it together, to coordinate everything and kick things in so that a year from now, there's a transition to something that's going to work and is going to be funded by something other than taxpayer money. And I mean no disrespect to the work that Betty May has put into this stuff for her whole life. I'm not trying to be rude, obnoxious, and mean to Betty May or anybody else. But this is the reality that was made clear to me, really more clear to me tonight than at any other point, because the select board, doesn't spend the time on this particular, but the FinCom did spend the time on this issue with Betty May tonight. And when she goes before the select board, it's a much shorter focused on just telling her, no, we're going to cut your budget without having a conversation. But tonight there was a conversation, but unfortunately it wasn't what Betty May wanted to hear. And there was no real solution. And the FinCom was actually mirroring what the select board is saying, and even more harsh than I've heard from the select board, which there's probably been conversations between the chair of the FinCom and Karen on the fact that, because I was thinking it made sense to cut the budget completely in 2028. And the next thing I knew, they were talking about that. I didn't tell them this. They came up with it on their own. And it's like, that's already been fed. Then Karen's already told them that it looks like, the only thing that can happen is to cut it off completely in 2028. And so I think that will be the plan. And somebody's got to take it over. Somebody's got to, if the town is going to keep this, that'll wake people up if we just say no more band concerts. And it just happens and nobody does anything about it. Then that'll wake people up. Well, some people won't even care. Some people will not care. They'll care kind of about Memorial Day, but nobody will be surprised if Memorial Day goes down, which it will, in 2028. Not 2027, 2028. When Memorial Day goes down, then I don't think there won't be a lot of people complaining. And it's because it's such a small parade. And when you get to the Common, it's just another band concert and I know if you're marching, I was always starving and I had to go home and get something to eat because there was no food. By the time the parade finished, all the food sold on the Common. It used to make me like, why are you doing this? Why don't you save money for the parade, people? There was no plan to feed the parade people. Never. I never, it's like, I'm out of here. No, that's not why I stopped marching. But it was a bad, you had to, eating beforehand was not a good idea because, you can't take a potty break until it's over and you're doing the 2 legs. So, oh, forget it. But anyway, I'm digressing. But, I mean, I don't think even in 2028, if we cut off the whole thing because nobody wants to play, Betty May won't let go. Fine, you don't blame anybody but yourself that there's no Memorial Day parade and no band concert, no nothing. If somebody wants to do ceremonies at the Common without a parade, or the places that they're doing it now, they do multiple places where they have these ceremonies. Do that without a parade. I mean, nobody, you'll get the permits. The Legion, basically, and the fire, maybe, I don't know, the fire department or the Legion. The fire department, I think, has really been the color guard. I don't know if the Legion's even been, I'm sorry, I apologize to the Legion if you still got your color guard going. I just can't remember. I'll look this year, make sure I know. But between the color guards, you want to go do the firing squad thing at the VFW Park, at the bridge, the Canal Street Bridge, at the cemeteries, at Town Hall. You want to do that? Go ahead. Just skip the parade. You still probably have to hire a detail. I don't know. If you go to block roads, you might need to hire police details to do some of these things. But some of those things are going to have to come to a halt. If there's no interest in, if Betty May wants to say, if the town doesn't fund it, then it's not going to happen. That's really sad. But because it really hasn't gotten the interest over the last several years, I don't think anybody will notice. I mean it. There'll be a small number of people who notice. I mean, somebody will notice and there'll be complaints, but it's not going to be a lot of people. Because most people I do know they're not, they'll have a barbecue at their house. The parade doesn't mean a damn thing to them. And they've been very clear about that to me. It's like, Jesus, okay, be that way. But, I mean, we can make a big, I'm just going on and on about this, but it has to be, if you want to save it, we're going to have to put a nonprofit together and put the work in to do the fundraising. And it's, as far as fundraising on a nonprofit, it's not tons of money. It's more than we have now, but I think it's doable. I think it's very much doable. It means commercializing some things, not to the extent of charging people to participate in activities, but by charging, selling stuff, making money for the organization that's putting on the band concert. And right now, the organization is the taxpayer. And I think this is no longer acceptable. I am sorry about that, but that's a fact. All right. And that's a very small part. As far as the whole budget goes, that's not a big part, but it's something that we can't afford. So that was a lengthy conversation in the FinCom. They were talking about a lot of things that my mind is boggled, that they just don't know how things work still. And they won't learn. They spend their entire learning thing. The only thing they do is go to these meetings. In between the meetings, nobody looks anything up. Nobody takes any of the online classes that DLS has, or nobody does any research into the budget. Everything that they discuss happens in that room. And it's like, you have to do work outside. You have to, if you're on a committee, you've got to look things up. You got to, if you're on the FinCom and you don't understand municipal finance, then you got to go learn. And you're not going to learn it in that room because you guys just churn everything over and over. And you get nothing accomplished because oh, is that true? Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, that's not No, you need to be the one advising the town on these things that you don't even know how that works. How can you advise the town on something that you don't know how it works? How? You can't. It's not making a lick of sense. Okay, I gotta stop. We're here for how many? Oh, over 3 hours. Darn it. I'm gonna run out of memory. All right. I am. My storage for videos is at it's as tight as it gets right now. All right. I might have to delete something. Okay. This is it. So I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow at noon. Friday the 10th at noon is Gary Shepherd's hearing with the Ethics Commission. All right. Have a good night. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Good night.